Okay. Let's hope this works. Is this really working, I wonder? Yeah, I think so. Yeah. Cool. Okay, guys. I don't think it's anyone right now on my channel watching this. It's more of a test for me. I just want to make sure that this is actually working properly. I'm using a new program called restream.io, since I want to also stream via Twitch. And I looked online to see if I can find anything that can help me with that. So I found this program. So hopefully this is gonna work. I'm not sure how much lag there is between my image that I'm seeing on the screen and what you guys are seeing right now. I'm gonna check the other channels just to make sure it works. Maybe it works, I don't know. So let's just check this one out. Let's see. I'm sorry if I'm not painting yet. I just want to make sure that this is actually working. Yeah, this is working. Cool. Great. Nice. Okay. This is great. Let's hope this works. There you go. I also have connected my... Oh! Hey! KA. Let me know... I think this is actually working. I also have like a chat system from this program, and you just wrote from YouTube, haven't you? Because I have the symbol YouTube video over there. I think I will have more than 10 seconds lag. But at least now I can see the chat without... Hey, Axe! Oh, this is great, this is actually working. Haha! Let's see. Let me know how the music is, if it's too loud in comparison to how you hear me. I can lower it down. So, I don't know if you guys saw from last time, I started this one live. I was really red in the cheek. I don't know if I'm still very red in the cheeks now. This was a project that really randomly started. I didn't think it through that much, since I haven't painted with oils in forever. Well, forever. The last painting I did was a cat. So I do have some bigger projects. I don't know if I can live stream them all the time. It's like you can see this canvas is gonna be really big. I think this is close to 1.5 meters or even bigger. So there is some stuff that I really want to do. So right now I'm just gonna go back into the face. Everything is completely dry. So this is oil. And I don't know if you guys, is it dry? Yeah. I don't know if you guys know how oils work. I can try to explain. Right now everything is dry, which means that I can paint something else completely different. Nothing will happen with oil again, because this will not come off. Only if I really, you know, maybe if I use tons of turpentines, it will come off. So the thing with oils, there's a word, we call it sunk in. This will be very disgusting, but I've learned this from my teacher. For example, if you look at the blacks, they're very, not desaturated, they're very flat and matte. So if you want to bring back those darks, usually the darks mattify quite a lot. You don't see it much in the middle tones when it sunks in. So sometimes I use saliva just to see how sunk in is. Yes, saliva, not water. Or what I do to kind of freshen up my canvas a bit, I use, what do you call it, oil. I use poppy oil, bleached. It's an okay brand. I really like using this one. So what I usually do, let's start painting. Let me know, guys, if something happens with the chat. I don't know what's gonna be easy, depending on how many people will join my live stream. I also have a Discord, and I'm actually thinking of making that happen. People can just come by and chat and just draw with me if they want to. I have no idea where this is gonna go. If I will keep this one up, it takes a lot of energy to set up. It got me so tired just doing this and always fixing my place to make it work. The colors I have, they're quite simple. It's nothing out of the ordinary with the colors. Can you just stand still, please? I also want to stand still. I'm just gonna put it here. I have my little cleaning bucket. Can show you guys. Hello. So in this one I have something called Zested. It's not exactly terps. I think terps for me, it's really, really bad. So I can even smell. Well, of course, I'm not gonna destroy my lungs with it. But if you are very sensitive to turpentine, I suggest you look into the brand Zested. I'm gonna try to write it down somewhere for you guys to find it. I think I can do it on Twitch. I don't know. I'll write it in the chat. The quality is good. Oh my god, someone just wrote from Twitch. Yay, this actually works. I'm sorry, I'm very excited. I tried to make this restream.io work so I can be on 2 streams at the same time. I have my family in Romania that wants to check me out, and I have friends in Sweden that I can't really meet up and they want to see me painting. So I was like, whatever, let's do it for everyone, whoever wants to join. Okay. Let's see, let's freshen up my colors a little bit. So what I do, I just drag a little bit of oil on my brushes. Well, right now at the beginning. So let's see. Yeah, it's very sunk in. I'm not sure if you guys can actually see it. Like for example, this one. Yeah, look at that. You see, it's a little bit of a difference. So this is gonna bring back my colors quite a lot. Mostly my darks, because I want to go back into the face and refine, try to give it a little bit more volume. I am using references, but to be honest, I kind of want to keep it simple, more from imagination rather than depending too much on the reference. I'm depending more on the reference of the bird. Ah, there you go. It's not super dry, you see. Usually titanium white takes a long time to draw. To dry. So, oh my lord. Too bad this is not digital, so I can undo all of this. That's fine. I'm still gonna paint over it. It's not a problem. I think, Axe, you said something. Axe, do you want to join Discord? I think we should talk and maybe one day just do this Discord thing. I'm very bad with this technology stuff. I'm amazed that some people can manage it. I'm not sure how. I think I do have an idea how to add people. Okay, I hope this is dry. Let's see. This white over here is a little bit, it's a little bit wet. Let's see. Yeah, it's really something. So I want to go back into the eyes. I was told to just leave them, but I'm like, nah. You know how it is, us artists. We just want to go back into it. Ah, oh no. It's still wet in some areas. Come on, I painted on this one on Friday. It should be dry. Let's see. There's an artist called Odd Nedrum. He likes to experiment a lot with oil. So if I was him right now, I would just take, what's it called? Sandpaper and just roughen up the canvas again, smoothen things out if I don't like the texture of the canvas. That guy really experiments a lot. Okay, let's see. How do I do this, Axe? I just want to text you. I don't want to text everyone. The Discord one. Ah, Axe, after this stream, DM me on Instagram so I can invite you to that Discord. I don't have it on right now and I kind of want to paint. If that's okay with you, I hope you don't mind it. I just don't want to waste time from this because I have no idea how to do it. I think I do. Okay, let's see. I want another brush. I actually have no idea how many people are looking at me right now, since I don't know if this program even shows me the amount of people that are watching me. Okay, so there was something wrong with the eye. I remember that. So I have to mix my colors. What I have on my palette is the usual colors. Let's see what you wrote. Thank you, Axe. So, titanium white, transparent red oxide, Chinese red, permanent alizarin crimson, untoxic yellow, I forgot the name of it, red umber, and ultramarine blue. And right now I have no black, so I actually want to get some darks in there. So what I do, I'm gonna mix ultramarine blue with alizarin crimson. So I'm gonna get a very saturated black, which I'm gonna use in the eyes. And I know that there's some middle tone values that I have to, for example, here onto the mouth. You can actually see it in the video. It's a little bit too pink. So I need to fix some values before I continue with the painting. I'm a little bit insecure with this painting right now because I'm not sure. I'm not completely feeling it. And I usually love doing more a la prima rather than painting again on it. So I'm gonna zoom in on the eye and you guys can see how terrifying this is gonna be. I hope this is good enough. There you go. Okay. So this is gonna be quite terrifying, I think. So we have a certain value and this is not pencil. So if I put a stroke down, look at that. Now that is annoying. It's so dark. So I have to remix. Hey Nils. So the problem is with oils, and this is what stresses me out when I start painting with oils, is the remixing of paint again. because when it's wet, you get a certain a smooth transition between the colors because it's easier to mix. For example, people that paint with watercolors, with acrylics, they have like this thing that they keep on keeping the paint wet. Well, oils, it really doesn't have this. So let's hope this will work. So sometimes what I usually do, I have to go like, okay, I have to go darker, like you can see, and then just freshen up the color, repaint the area again, and put it back. That's one reason I believe there's so many painters. Like if you look at the school in New York, the Grand Central, the way they teach their student is basically like a little scanner. So you start from here, it's like tick, 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 tick. Or sometimes you see artists that starts directly with the eye and they just go for it and then they finish it. There's some painters like me. Thank you, Zetsupo Rocco. I don't know if I pronounced your name correctly. When I was in the academy at Sara, I had major issues repainting my painting. It took me hours to get into it. So right now, hopefully, I'm quite nervous. My heart is beating quite fast. Oh, I'm getting in front of the image, sorry. There you go. The thing is that the eye was a little bit too low. If this was pencil, my lord, it would have been so much easier to fix. So much easier to fix. And now, for example, the side here of this line, it's too sharp. So I have to remix the color to fix that. Very good. Okay. Well, c'est la vie. Let's see, I think this is gonna be too reddish. Nope. So I'm trying to soften the edge. I hope you guys can see that. And now I've cleaned up my brush. So I had to make the eye bigger, and it took me, with explaining and stuff like that, a long time. Again, if this was pencil, it would have been easier. I'm not saying that pencil is like, oh, you have pencil, it's easier. You need to have drawing skills to be able to do all of this. In some cases, some areas can take me, I don't know, when I was younger, it took me around 2 hours to just paint one eye. So it does take a lot of time to do all of this. I will try to keep them up. It's not easy, Uzi, but I will do my best. I'm just happy that I have a person that is commissioning me, and he doesn't mind if I just do them live stream, but they're in pencil. And the thing is that I have promised people that I will do a live stream where I actually torture myself in painting. So that's basically what I'm doing. One thing I'm also trying to do with this painting is experiment a little bit. I've been trained a lot into this thing called, academic drawing, like the old masters. And I've noticed, even when I work digitally, I have the tendency of softening things too much. And I want to get away from that. So if the painting becomes too sharp, it's because I'm trying to force myself to not go too soft. And sometimes that's the best way of doing it. Just, forcing yourself to do something that you don't like. You might hate it, but experimenting helps you develop a certain flow to your work style. So for example, I'm like, is this looking too cartoony? Yeah. If I want to make it academic, sure I can, but I don't want that. Not now. Maybe in another stream. Let's see. I'm also having some reference in here, so I'm trying to keep myself a little bit balanced. But yeah, I love when it's wet, when the oil is wet. I just want to joke about that sentence, but I'm not gonna go there. No, Theo, stay away from jokes. Bad woman, bad woman. Usually, if the light falls onto this side, this part here needs to be brighter. That's something I've learned from a person that actually worked at Disney. She came to our school and... Oh my god, I hope I'm not in front of the screen. No. Let me know, guys, if you want me to higher up the music a little bit. I've been doing a bunch of tests. I look at the settings and I still don't get exactly how it sounds for you guys. So if this is too loud, I can always lower it. By the way, guys, my biggest obsession is eyes. First thing we do when we talk to someone, we look into their eyes. I was told, how do you know that a person is lying to you? They don't look you in the eyes. So sometimes I'm a little bit weird. I look so intense in people's faces when I talk to them. Because one thing I told myself, that I always want to be honest and don't lie to people. Because we all lie. Everybody lies. So it's kind of tricky to stay true to yourself and to the people around you. Yeah, so that's something I want to do. So the thing with me streaming my paintings, I mean, we always look at artists and we admire, but we only see, you know, the end result. But I wanted to show you guys the process of it. Because I think this is very interesting for, you know, not only professional painters, but people that wants to get into it and they're afraid. We have the tendency of comparing ourselves to different people with different levels, and that can really bring you down. So that was my biggest suffering when I was growing up as an artist. And I had the opportunity of meeting really, really nice people that told me that, you know, the most simplest thing, you're not the only one. You're not the only one that's struggling. Hey Zizi, welcome back. Yeah, Axe. I don't know, it's my obsession, eyes. It's always eyes. I sometimes, maybe now on the live stream I will work a little bit onto it and then I'm gonna stop and I'm gonna still go back to it because I'm stupid and I like doing that. I have a bunch of paintings where I just completely ruin the painting. It's somewhere in my attic, I don't even want to look at it. And I just ruined it. It wasn't working. It wasn't giving me what I wanted. So I was like, fuck it, I'm not gonna work on it. Okay. I've changed my brush. How many of you want me to talk about my brushes? Because I've done that, I think, on the last live stream. I think I should write in the description when I stream the brushes I'm using. I usually buy them from Sweden, but I presume Skoda, it's called, the brushes that are made out of pig hair. I think they're Spanish. Barcelona, okay. I really like them. Okay, now let's see, what skin tone do I want to work on top of that? I want to brighten it up. Is that a good skin tone? It's more pinkish. I don't want to have it too pinkish though. Let's see. I want to brighten it up, but I really like this color. Should I add pink to it? So I'm thinking right now, I'm unsure of how I want to do the skin tone. The reference I have, I really love this transparent bright skin tone she has, but this is oil, this is not a digital medium, so I am quite limited when it comes to my colors. Let's see how it looks on the screen. You guys can see the difference. The color I'm using now, it's more towards the yellow orange. The previous one was a little bit more pinkish, and I'm wondering if I want to stick with that. Do I want to repaint everything? No, not really. Do I think that this color is gonna work? Maybe. No, I'm gonna go with the pink. Okay, now I have to find that color I used to work with. Yeah, it's more of this one. So it's basically Chinese red. Yeah, that's the one. So I'm still gonna mix transparent red oxide and the Chinese vermilion. I want to have some color in there. But you guys can see how stressful the process is. Oh my lord. So I want to get smooth transitions right now, so I have to repaint things. I want to get better with alla prima, so I can just do it in one go, because again, I just love when it's wet on wet. Right now this is not making me very happy, but I know it's gonna help the painting because like I said, I haven't painted in a long time with oils, so now I'm getting back into it. Yeah, I think the pink one is a good option as well. I mean, this painting was more like an experimentation, so I'm not gonna spend too long time on it. I have other projects in mind that I really want to work on. So I want to put my focus into those ones. What I usually do, when I start a new work, I tend to work in Photoshop. To kind of find exactly what I want to do. It's not making it easy knowing that people are watching me paint, so. Now I'm also thinking if I want to go too white. I don't want to go way too white. I still want to have some color in there, and I want, you know, the texture of the oil to shine through as well, so I don't want it to be too flat. So right now the oil is starting to get a bit more wet. So now I can add a little bit more of color onto that white. Right now the light I'm also using is so blue, so it looks horrible on the screen you guys are seeing, but it looks so nice in more of a natural light. And it's also this canvas, it's not the best canvas, since I don't want to use my primed oil canvas for something that I was like just trying to experiment. Yeah, if you guys want to experiment, just buy the cheapest canvas possible. Of course, don't buy the canvas that makes it hard for you guys to work with. Buy something that you know that's gonna be fun to work with. And this is when I want some texture. Ah, you guys can't see it. Can you? Yeah, you can, but it doesn't look as good as in real life. It glows right now when I'm adding more of this brighter desaturated color. There you go. Okay, I don't want to listen to carols. There you go. I'm actually using a program where I can play non-copyright music, so I don't get banned. And I usually like to listen to ambient music so I can focus. The image you guys see also over there with the Jones, with that artist, is because I really like the way she paints. So I feel like I can try to mimic that style a little bit. Not exactly the whole process of how she paints, but just a little bit. I think that was a bit too sharp. Yeah, there you go. I'm still going back on my word. Keep things sharp, but not that sharp. Don't you guys have issues when you look at other artists? You start asking yourself, is this how I'm supposed to paint? Is this how I'm supposed to paint? Like, I still have those issues where I look at other artists and I'm like, wow, this is great. Maybe I should paint like that. Will that make me more happy? And blah, 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 blah. So, hey, Septi, welcome back. So, yeah, this is how it goes right now. I'm going back and forth with this one, trying to get an idea of what I want. So far, so good. I kind of don't like this white here, so I'm just gonna dim it down. I think it's too white, and I don't want to have pure white like that. Maybe not yet. And I want to dim down a little bit the value. There you go. Yeah, that looks much better. Okay, I will leave this one for now. Let's see if I want to make her cheeks more red. That can be nice. I think it's kind of difficult. When I was younger, I was I think you know what I'm gonna say because we talked about it, Septi. It's just that you go in circles. You don't know where to stop. The internet is great. I mean, you connect with people, and somehow me doing this live stream has made me get back into the flow of working since I had issues going back into it. So it is a fun thing to do. But what I mean by the internet, it's just that it's so much that where can you drag a line to just stop looking and just paint what you feel? because I feel that right now everybody's trying to paint similar, like other artists that presumably are more successful than you are. So it is a little bit of that strain onto us as not only as artists, but how we should live life. Because I was actually listening to this people talking about how to make your Twitch more popular, how to drive more subscriber, how to drive more I'm like, Jesus Christ. Somehow for me it feels weird hearing people saying this. I don't know. I don't want to be like that. I just want to paint, and whoever joins, let them join. But I'm not sure how to explain how I feel. I don't want this to be forced. I want this to just make people come here if they want to. And I don't want to be forced to feel like I have to, because they were talking about something called rewards, and apparently on Twitch you have something like that. And I'm like, I have to paint. If I was just gaming, yeah, sure, I can just stop from gaming and send a cute little, what is it, sticker? I think it was, but I can't stop myself from painting and focus on other things. Either I'm focusing here, or I'm focusing on dragging subscribers. If they will come, they will come. Yeah, sorry. Rocco, I'm not sure how to pronounce your name. My biggest issue with art is I'm still trying to educate myself to just see art as a trade good, because I still need to, you know, pay my rent and go to the shop and buy food and still live life. So I think I have this issue where I have to sell myself. I know I have to do it because that's the only way to live in society, and it is fun when you see people wanting to buy your work and stuff like that. So I said to myself that if I will have hard times living as an artist, I can always just get a job. I think it's fine. There's nothing wrong with it. No, I don't like the way the image looks on the screen. It looks blurry and stuff. I wish you guys could be here so you can see it in real life. It looks so much nicer. I'm gonna go into the nose and add some accents in there because the darks are a little bit meh, and then I'm gonna go back into this eye and somehow make her feel a little bit symmetrical and not too weirded out. Yeah, I mean, you know, it's like pretty much I was looking on YouTube about this thing with Blizzard and with their mobile Diablo. I don't blame them in a way. I mean, they're trying to follow the market, you know? And unfortunately, pro gamers, we're not that big of a number in comparison to, you know, mommy and daddy and the kids, you know, what they said. Like, we want mommy and daddy to stay connected with your family and everything. They're not pro gamers, they just want to like, look flashy stuff, and I don't care about the storyline of Diablo. I just want to kill, kill, kill and have a sexy elf and feel proud of myself. So everybody's following a market, and that's my issue that I have when it comes to, you know, identifying as who I am. I'm getting a little bit into politics, so I'm gonna shut up now. I don't want to go into there. I need to make sure I don't put my head into the view of the camera. Okay, now let's see with this eye. I need to figure this one out now. I washed, not washed, I glazed on this part, so I didn't have that much color on it. And I still need to go back in here. This doesn't look right yet. I think I need to come with a... Oh, it's over here. Okay, I see. Still don't like the way it looks. I mean, this model is Asian, and I know that there's some Asian girls that really likes to have, you know, they may even make operation to have that one show. So I'm not sure if I really feel like I need to show that, but it's not like it's invisible. I don't know, it was easier when I was a kid. It was so much easier. You woke up, you didn't have a mobile, you weren't connected to the internet. I just opened up my sketchbook and I was watching, you know, like art books. That was the only internet actually for me, my art books. And I think this looks better. And it was so much fun. The simplicity of how things were back then. But now when I wake up, I'm like, check my email. Check Instagram. Check who wrote to me. And it's really fun. But somehow something has happened to me. I can't disconnect from it. And I don't think I'm the only one with that problem. I don't want to have just a dark stroke. I mean, our eyelashes does capture a lot of light. And I just think about John Singer Sargent and how he handled eyes. Again, influenced by another artist, but I mean, he's a brilliant artist, so I don't mind that. It looks nice. It's more from imagination right now, this eye, so maybe it doesn't look super realistic because of that. I'm adding my own touch to it. Yeah, what I'm talking about is not only about us artists, we're like being connected to the internet and stuff like that. Because when I went through my depression, this was a topic that I talked a lot with my shrink about, you know, connection with other people and stuff like that. I have friends that has anxiety, and sometimes I just want to ask them, do you think it's because you're always connected to the internet? They pretty much say no, they think it's something else. But when I was at my shrink, she said that there's so much information that our brain can't relax. Because it's very subconscious. You grab your mobile and then you see a notification and then you have to check it. And it has become such a habit that I think most of the depression people suffers from is because of it. They can't relax. Some people have this chance, like I know someone that can even switch off their mobile and they don't care. And has nothing to do with newer generation is like this. Like if my mom sends me a text and I don't instantly answer her, she will call me. So it has nothing to do with age. It's just the progression of technology and how we adapt to it. Because it is something new. Everything has happened so fast. Like technology-wise, it has been a very fast process of it. And it keeps on developing. I mean, right now, I don't mind playing mobiles on, mobile games. It's fine if they're creating this. But can you imagine you go on, it's already happening. You just go out and everybody's on their mobile and surfing the internet, surfing 9gag, and hey, I do it as well. Because I'm like, oh, this is awkward. I'm just gonna check Instagram because someone wrote to me, and then it becomes even more awkward the conversation. I mean, right now I don't even know who is on my chat. I mean, I can see the chat, but I don't know how many people are even watching me. And that's actually fine. Because one thing I also noticed when I was listening to this person about Twitch, he was like, oh, get those numbers up, get those numbers up. I'm like, it's fine if I have people like Axe, Septi, and whoever else got on my stream. I have problems remembering names, so I'm sorry if I'm not... Zezi, there you go, I remembered it. And it's fine if I don't have many people watching me. It's just that the people that watches me, it's just fun that I can get to know them, connect a bit with them, but I also have limitations. I mean, how many people can I actually connect with? There's so much information my brain can take, and trust me, names is not one of them. I'm actually pretty bad with names. Okay, this is turning out pretty nicely. Oh, I remember when I was 21, I think. And when I was going on Facebook, the amount of anxiety I was having, it was insane. It was so stressful. I remember at the point I had like a panic attack just because I was on social media. So that's when I realized that something is wrong. Well, subconsciously I kind of realized it. I don't even know why I'm talking about this. Maybe for some people this is very uninteresting. Some people might disagree with me, which is fine. I don't care. But in my case, it really destroyed me at the point, artistic-wise as well, not only as a human being. So for me, it is something that I want to talk about and see if I'm not the only one crazy here. I need to fix the eye. I'm sorry if I'm a little bit weird at the point. I made a mistake. Oh, it's a happy accident. It's okay, it's just a happy accident. My lord, eyes. They're so hard. I still don't feel like I really got those eyes of hers. I'm gonna mix a little bit of blue. I don't know if you guys will see it. Yeah. Sometimes I really wonder if I'm an artist, because I don't feel like I work hard enough, and this sounds weird, but I've met people that really works very hard, and I compared that with them, and I noticed that I'm so... Sometimes I feel like I'm very lazy. It takes such a long time for me to get into something, and I make stupid excuses like, oh, I need to do this, and oh, I need to figure this one out, and then I lose half a day where I just didn't do anything. Like today, for example, I woke up, made my coffee, fed my cat, took her out, And then I came out. I actually did a productive day today because I tried to figure out the stream a little bit and get something so I can have it on Twitch because it's easier for some people, and have it on Instagram on YouTube. But I actually want to change that. I want to wake up, feed my cat, do whatever, and then start painting. Even if I live stream or not, I can't be just, oh, I'm gonna paint, so I have to live stream. Sometimes I just want to paint and that's it. I can't always set it up because I live in a very small place, so I have to accept that. If I had a workstation, I would just, finish painting, just leave the stuff, find it the same way tomorrow. Like, for example, I went to this painter, Nick Alm. I went to his studio, and I was so impressed on how much that person actually works. And he's a very successful person, and he told me his story on how it all started for him. Painting in his mother's, I don't know if I should say it, but he was with, at his mom's place, downstairs where the washing machine is, and just painting and just doing what he loves. And just by doing that, galleries noticed him. He kept on posting in his own way, and he's not that active. That's one reason I've noticed. He does post on Instagram, but he's not there on the internet like some artists are, and he just does what he loves, and it worked for him. And my question to him when I met him was, when you paint, do you still feel excited about what you do? Do you feel that, how do you call it, adrenaline rush when you paint? And he was like, yeah, I do. One reason I asked him that is because back then I wasn't feeling anything towards art. I was mindlessly painting. Yeah, it is more important than others, but what's the point of painting if you can't share it with people? And that's a question that a friend of mine asked me when I was telling them that, I just want to paint, and I just want to paint for myself, and that's it. So it was interesting when my friend asked me that, and he has a point. We are a very social species, and I thought that just being home and just painting on my own, I'll become so creative. I was so wrong. Even though I say that sometimes I have to be with myself, coming back and live streaming and again seeing people just joining and start talking and having a little bit of a kick in the ass to actually work, it has been so good for me. It's really good. Like, I'm actually painting. And before I started the live stream, I was playing games, going out, sleeping, figuring out my site, figuring out on how to get a job. But then when I started working, all of a sudden I started getting some commissions. I started asking people that works within a certain industry, and then they suggested my name to the companies they work with or with the people they work with, and then they got interested in my work and connected with me via Facebook. So all of these social media interactions, they are very good. My point is that where do we draw the line to just live for ourselves? Because we live so much for other people right now. Yeah, I love being alone. I really, really do. Like, sometimes I just like sitting on the bed and daydream. And that's something I used to do a lot when I was a kid. It was so much fun. I was daydreaming that, I don't know, a dragon. And I was making up stories about this dragon. It was so much fun. I really enjoy dreaming, for example, and I have very vivid dreams, and I had a dream and I actually started writing about it. And I got so sad at the point. I remember telling my shrink that I feel more alive in my dreams than I feel in real life. Because somehow for me, my dreams gives me this weird feeling that it's a world it's mostly very apocalyptic. It's simple. It's like how it was when I was a kid. Adventurous, alone to a certain degree, with my own decisions. Because sometimes you go online and you go like, hey guys, I want to do this. What do you think? I mean, I don't know. I can tell you my opinion, but why don't you just try it? I mean, I'm not saying that you need to kill yourself if that's what you're asking. So I can go to the extreme side. Because I know that when I was very depressed, I actually read a lot about people and depression, and there were so many people asking for advices, and that's something different. It's always good to reach out when you're in that state, because it really helps you if you find someone that has been through the worst, and then you kind of see that there's always opportunities and chances to go beyond that and start living again. If this is annoying for people, me talking about my life, again, one reason I do this is because I don't want you guys to think that I'm living the dream of the artist, or that all artists live the dream. We're people, and we suffer more than you. We suffer as much as you do. It's not easy coping with all of this. So I just want to put it out there for people that feels alone in how they feel. Because I'm not gonna go on Instagram and post myself in a bikini going #happy life. Maybe some people are happy doing that, I don't know. But I can't see myself posting every day of how beautiful my life is. I want to be that dramatic artist that shows you the dark side of being an artist. No. I just want to show reality. Yeah, thank you. I can see that you're writing from Twitch, so I'm glad that I connected with you there. Do you guys think I should give her more eyebrows? Because I feel like I want to... I'm very much into this no eyebrow kind of girls lately. Do you guys feel like I should do that? Like, make it more transparent? I actually want to make the iris a little bit smaller and diffused. Not too sharp, I want to have it a bit softer. And there you go, I'm going back to the soft again. Dode, you mean like give her more eyebrows or make it more transparent? Yeah, I mean, why do we enjoy, well, you know, when it comes to history, why do we read history? Because we basically read the stories of people that lived before us, and, you know, you have inspiration from some of them. That's what I mean with sharing your life, because we are, again, very social. I am gonna go back, I'm changing the subject again. I'm gonna go back into the nose and into the lips and figure out a little bit more. God, this light is horrible. My lord. I can't even see, it's like glare everywhere. Tudo bem? I don't know what you're saying, Fernando. Is the eye correct? I'm making it too big. I need to... I'm not sure if I like this here. I'm gonna take it away and see how it looks. Yeah, that looks nicer. That was a very weird shape. I didn't like it. I know that there's a darker tone over here because of how the head is being constructed, but that didn't work, to be honest. There is a certain diffuse value over there, but it's not as much as I did it. Yeah, that looks much, much better. I think that's what was making her too cartoony as well. Oh, Doda, sorry. It was about the eyebrows. I'm not sure if you, when you said maybe a bit, are you saying about having more of an eyebrow or more transparent? Fernando, I'm sorry, I don't speak Brazilian, I think. What's that over there? I should fix the bridge a little bit. First I'm gonna fix that side of the eye. I kind of like her cheeks. She's very wide and pronounced. I'm trying to see if I need to do something more with the eye on the left side, or if I'm just gonna finish the one on the right that I just started now. Ah, I forgot to take a photo before and after. God damn it, I always forget to do that. That's actually always good to have. Okay, now I see what's wrong with it. Oh yes, Dode, I love Mongolian, not culture, you know, like the people from Mongolia. If you go on my Pinterest, in my folder called Stuff, there's a side of just Mongolian people, and with their birds. That's one reason I have birds in everything. I find it so fascinating. So I'm really into that type of culture. I think my Pinterest is my name. I'm gonna send it to you, just 1 second. You don't know Pinterest? Well, I'm gonna show you Pinterest. Be careful with it. When you go to bed, don't go on Pinterest. You never stop. Okay, there you go. Let's go. My stuff. I hope this will be sent to you guys as well. There you go. That's the one. Oh, it's great. I think Pinterest is really, really good. One reason I like Pinterest, I do use Google Images because it's very easy to right click and Google search a certain image and then you get more. But Pinterest is more professional photos. I'm not sure how to explain it. No worries, Dode. Okay, I have to focus on this. Where was I? Oh yeah, I have to fix that line over there. Okay, I see what's wrong. I think so too, Axel. I think the same way. Ah, the screen shows the color so horribly. I hate this. Oh well. Okay, it feels like she has makeup now and I kind of don't want that. I have nothing against makeup, but I like it more when it's a little bit natural. And I know that usually on this side it's more pinkish because it's I'm not sure, bloodish. Not sure how to explain that. My friends, they went to this Sargent exhibition this weekend, so I think tomorrow I'm gonna go out in town and I'm gonna go to the museum and watch some art, get some inspiration going. This is really fun, just drawing more from imagination rather than always, because being such an academic trained person, I've always been very obsessed over references. And since I started doing my drawings, the last 4 drawings I've been doing, or 5 drawings, I've been like so more for myself rather than just, oh, I have reference, let's just do from the reference, because, you know, academic drawing. So I'm really enjoying this. I think some of my friends might not like what I'm doing lately because they're painters, and painters tend to be very obsessive over technique, but this is so much more fun, I think. It's less pressure. There you go, I'm going back to the other eye again. Just gonna brighten up a little bit. I need to watch more Bob Ross. You know, like, you're gonna add a little bit of a brighter tone there, like so. Happy thoughts. Yeah, Sergeant. I need to take some photos and see how I can send you guys the paintings. I'm gonna take my camera and take really high res, so maybe I can put it on a drive and send it to you guys. You have no idea. My screen, I think it's kind of calibrated. I am not sure, but it is frustrating. Yeah, I will try to keep my word. Take the camera. If I don't go tomorrow, you guys will know if I don't go to the museum tomorrow, but I kind of need to get out of the house. And I know that Sergeant is gonna inspire me a lot. And take some photos and send it to you guys. This light is so horrible. I have to do this so I can take away the light so I can flatten the colors a little bit. It looks so much better. As soon as that... Oh, my camera just died. I will change the image, the battery, so you guys can get an image. I can use this one for the sky. I'm gonna paint clouds. I've noticed that I found a very cool way of drawing clouds with pencils. And I used to have problems actually getting into drawing landscape. So I want to apply the same method that I've kind of got with pencil in oil and see how that feels. So, okay, you guys will get the image soon. Just need to plug this one. There you go. My usual way of working. I usually don't have a camera next to me if I work alone. There you go. There. Can you guys see if I do this? No, it just gets dark. Horrible light. Can you imagine back in the old days, painters were painting mostly during daytime, and then maybe during the night they had to like use a candle. And I forgot the name of that painter that has a lot of paintings with people holding candles. It's mainly during the dark. Can't remember the name. I mean daytime, I mean the actual light of the sun, the sun. Natural light is the best, you can't compare it. I'm actually pretty pleased with the eyes. Dode, you still hasn't... I don't think you told me yet. Should I make the eyebrows more there? Or should I make it more transparent and make her weird as hell? I actually have an idea. I'm wondering if I should look at some cultural references and see if I should put some paint on her face. Faint eyebrows. Yeah, I kind of like faint eyebrows as well. Oh, Dode, if you go to my Pinterest, there's a folder. I don't know if I called it my dream workplace or it's just somewhere in those folders. I have a bunch of pictures of ateliers for painters. And it's this woman, I think she's from England, and she paints a lot of like flowers. And her workplace. Ha 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 ha. Oh my god. It's so dreamy. And it's simple, it's not like... I think if I move to Romania I can definitely go and get something like that. Yeah, I know, but... Just make yourself being pushed by looking at us, because that's how I am. Like, oh, this is gonna be my future workplace one day. You know, we're becoming like The Secret. Oh, if I think hard enough, it will come true. Hopefully. Ah, one day. Okay, faint eyebrows. Gonna fix. Let's see how the colors are. This is so stupid. I can't believe I have to like do this to actually see the value transitions. Okay, it's a bit too blue on that side. Yeah. Dode, do you know about Ilya Repin? And if I may ask, where are you from? Yeah, let's touch the painting. I'm gonna make a pointilliste painting. Hehe. Yeah, I mean, this light is really like in your face. It's a very good lamp if you want to draw though. But I think for painting, it's a little bit too blue, I think. Yeah, I'm from Romania. Singapore, I've never been to Singapore. There's many countries I haven't visited yet, but one day. One day I shall. Okay, let's have some fun with the eyebrows. I'm just gonna take them away and see how it looks. Wow, this is so freaky as fuck. Sorry for my language. Let's see what happens. I'm so curious right now. Let's just have some fun with this. It is an experiment, so YOLO. YOLO this. Yeah. Let's see, what kind of eyebrows do I want to give her? Maybe a little bit. Yeah, I know, isn't it freaky, actually? I think it's kind of cool. I usually have the tendency of making really weird eyebrows. I've noticed that in some anime. Have you painted with the oils, Dode? It feels like you have, since you just wrote that. Let's see. I usually like doing something like this. Let's make her freaky. Let's make this painting the most freakish painting ever. Well, I doubt I can make the most freakish painting ever. This is pretty cool. Gumarbik? I don't know what Gumarbik is. Devon Aoki. I don't know who Devon Aoki is. Can you send me a link? And seriously, isn't watercolor harder? I find watercolor really hard in comparison to oil. Oil is so much easier. Wait, is that? I think that's raw umber. I can actually use that color. I think it can be quite nice. I've noticed in most paintings the eyebrows is always like so bloody soft. I don't usually like to like overdo the eyebrows, to be honest. Show every pore on the face. Nope. I can just take a photo if I want that. Oh wow. 10 minutes? That's very fast. I mean, in Sweden, I thought that this painting will be ready to be painted on. I was so mistaken. It's still wet in some areas. I think I need to add some raw umber on my palette. Just 1 second. Paint. Let's see. Raw umber. The tricky part with oil and when you start repainting again, somehow even though it took a while, it changes so much because we recognize faces quite fast. So right now I'm like in between, do I like it? Can I undo everything I've done so far? Nope. You cannot undo. It's what it is. That's one reason I have some paintings that I've never finished. They're somewhere up in the attic because I kept changing it. And one more reason why I try not to overtake photos of my work is because, you know, you look at the previous work and then you paint again, and then you look at the picture and you like the picture more than the actual painting. So you get a little bit frustrated. I'm gonna click this picture and see what you're talking about. Ah, yeah, I know her. I've been using her a lot in my images. Yeah, like Devon Aoki. Yeah. She's one of my favorites. I just love her. She's like a woman with a very young face, but yet it looks mature. Sounded weird saying that. Oh, she looks like a child. That's one reason I like it so much. No. I'm just saying, you know, it's a very interesting face. And usually Asian people age so much better than most other women. Like, for example, in Romania, I think some women don't age well at all. So. transparent. Let's see. Oh, yes. I have the tendency of going too soft still. I don't know, it's something about it that I just love. That's one reason I will never be hired as a concept artist. I have to kill my ego. Yeah. You know what? You guys want to join on Discord? I don't know how many sfumato. Uh-oh, someone knows about those techniques. Sfumato and clarobscur. Wasn't it in the Mona Lisa they were talking about it too much? Do you guys want to come on Discord? I mean, I will still keep the live stream. It would be nice to have someone talking in the back. But you guys will have to wait a little bit on me because I need to remember how the hell you can share a link. Axe, are you still there? Axe. Axe giant. I think he left. You guys want to join a Discord? I'm gonna ask you guys because maybe you guys feel a bit uncomfortable doing it, so I don't want to force people. It's a little bit too gray. Yeah. So I have Discord, so let's see what I'm supposed to do. A lurker. I'm the worst lurker ever. I go on people's stuff and I'm like, oh, I like this, I like this. And then I'm like, oh, who is this? Who is this? And I just go from one person to another. Thank you, Axe. Okay, so... okay, so I'm on the thing. I guess you do this. I don't know. Okay. Create a channel? No. Edit channel? No. Invites? No. Permission? No. God damn it, where do you go? How do you create instant invite? Oh. Look. This will be a little bit weird. I don't know how many people will see this, but hopefully you guys will see it before. I guess it worked. If you join, I think you guys will have to switch off or at least mute the video so you guys don't hear double. You guys can say something. Don't forget to mute, by the way. And I think, Dode, I think your microphone is muted. Or maybe I'm doing something wrong. And you guys can't talk. You guys let me know. Finally, I will have some people talking on the stream while I paint. Yay! No! You better get a new microphone. Now you have my Discord. So you're welcome to come next time on it. I guess the heat broke it. Do your thing, I'm not going anywhere. My cat has eaten, she went out. I'm just gonna keep on painting until, I don't know, the end of the world will come. I kind of like this gray tone, so let's put it around here. Let me know if it's something from my side, because maybe I muted you guys like an idiot and I didn't realize it. Septi, are you there? Ah, that goddamn Romanian, I think he left. So right now I'm trying to figure out if I want to put more of this pink gray tones. I kind of like it in that reference over there. It's more like gray tones, it's not too orangey, so I kind of want to go for that. I know that there were some people that joined in. You guys didn't say anything, so maybe I'm doing it wrong. I don't know. Oh yeah, I like it more. Yeah, I kind of like more of this. She feels almost like a geisha right now. Working dark, say something. Am I having you on mute or something? Yeah, I think I want to make her not pale, but you know, like the geishas, they have all the time this kind of white skin. I mean, right now, because I'm going more towards the purple colors, this orange is becoming too orange. I think you can also see it in the screen. So I might need to go more like I did on this cheek with more pink colors. Ah, I really like that. Let's see, let's see, let's see, let's see, let's see. I kind of like the music, it's kind of spot on for what I'm doing right now. Let's see. Maybe a little bit orange, not too pink. Yeah, that works. By the way, who is working dark? Axa, is that you? Working Dark. You can hear me. Heyo, heyo. Yay! Hey, Axe. I wasn't sure who it was. I'm gonna add you in my friends list on Discord. Yeah. I have to admit, I don't mind inviting people with me on the stream because I get to a point where I just get so silent. So it can be quite fun to have people just joining and talking about art. I'm also warming up, so this is gonna start moving a little bit faster than before. I think you guys are having fun a little bit right now because I'm moving a little bit faster. And right now I'm doing what I said from the beginning of the stream. I'm changing the colors. Oh my god, it's so typical me. I always end up doing that. Ugh. The pink on the cheek. Are you talking about the cheek being too pink now? Oh, pink. Oh my god. Okay. Yeah, I know, but I mean, I don't have the best internet to be honest, but I guess people can deal with it somehow. I also need to fix the lips a bit. I'm not sure how to explain how all of this works. Maybe if you guys see, you kind of get an idea. Because like I said at the beginning, if I want to repaint things, I have to add fresh paint. So it looked a little bit weird at the beginning. And right now she's also getting softer. So it's becoming less rough. Let's hope that Henrik will like this more. All the time when I draw from imagination, I've noticed about myself that I always end up going more towards these colors. All the time when I do things from imagination, it's always pink and blues and so on. I kind of like it though, the pinkish colors. I started mixing right now red with yellow So I'm getting this really strong bright pinks, which I kind of like. Let's have some fun and put some color in here. Yeah, that's another thing that I'm trying to learn, is like how to keep it cool and warm. So that's one reason I have raw umber, because around the nose, between the eyes, I don't know, the bridge of the nose, it is much cooler tones in there. So I'm just trying to experiment a little bit with that. Like for example, I really want to add some blue colors at the point. Because she is quite soft, but maybe if I find a certain accent with a cooler color, it will give her more structure. Let's see, gonna mix a little bit of raw umber and see what happens. A little bit more, maybe too much. Let's see. Let's see what happens if I add blue. Yeah, you see it's like gently adding those tones. And for example, around here, around the head, I really want to add more of a cool, dark, not dark, but play more with color so I can somehow make this less flat and turn the form. So let's see. See if this one works. Maybe if I darken it a little bit more. Let's see. Yeah. It's tricky, but it's all about experimenting and see if it actually works. So far, I'm not super pleased, but just have to test it out. It can work. Cleaning up my brush, and I'm just gonna dry brush it. Well, dry brush it, just mix it. I kind of lost a little bit the shape of the cheek. That's fine. I'll find it back. I'm gonna play with colors because it's fun. Yeah, that works. The more I add, the more the forms turns. And I really want to have a little bit of a play between soft edge and soft edge and sharp edge. That's so much nicer. Thank you, Julia. Yeah, I noticed that Asian people, they have such beautiful pronounced cheekbones. Hey, Henseed.
Hey, hello.
Hey. Who you be?
Hey, sorry, I didn't heard.
Who are you from the stream?
Oh. Oh, yeah.
Make sure you mute the live stream if you want to talk. Otherwise we hear double.
Really, like I joined it in the Discord. I didn't know there was like a talking chat.
Oh yeah, you were in the talking chat, not on the voice channel.
Okay. Well, I'm super happy that there is the talking chat. I was looking the stream and it was really nice.
Huh. Thank you.
I thought it was like a Discord for looking art and sharing things, and I'm it's super nice that I can also talk and ask things.
Oh, you thought that I'm just sharing art. You weren't sure if it's like painting or something like that.
Yes, like I thought it was like a feedback Discord.
Oh. I mean, I know that I was supposed to like really look into hashtags and tagging and blah blah blah, so I hope I did it right, but at least you know what it's about now, so that's good enough for me.
Well, like I often look at like your streams, and plus I follow you also on Instagram.
Oh, thank you.
But yes, like now I'm trying to learn painting and looking all that does it so well like you is like.
Well, trust me, I had hard times with painting when I was starting off as well. I don't think it's easy to paint or to be artistical all the time because you have all of these positive people, which to be honest, I'm not the best. I'm quite of a pessimistic person sometimes, but I do try my best to keep going. And yeah, I mean, I like it, but I have moments when I'm like, why didn't I become a plumber? It would be so much easier just coming home and playing games and don't have to stress about being creative. So I have my moments. Can't do much about it.
Yes, like I was looking at the shape of the face you were doing, and like I love the shape. I don't know from where I saw it, but basically that shape when basically Medusa.
Medusa?
Yep.
Huh. So that's the feeling it gives you, like the Medusa feeling.
Yes, like I always imagined Medusa with that shape of the face.
Yeah, right now when I look at her, I somehow see, like I sometimes, most of the time, play World of Warcraft, and there's a character called Ajara in the game, and I've been very obsessed over her face, and she kind of has this kind of strong, they're like nagas, they're like serpent fish figures or something like that. Oops, that color doesn't work. So I've always been obsessed over pronounced cheeks. That's one reason I'm so into Asian facial expressions and stuff like that.
Yes. Yes, like I don't know. Is that this so like interesting? Like having these big cheeks on the side makes it like kind of more interesting. I don't know. At least for me, it's kind of like. Trying to draw that shape.
I think it's the same for me, but I don't know if there's anyone that looks like this, or maybe there are, like really strong cheekbones. Have you seen anyone that looks like this, like has extremely strong cheekbones?
I say that if there is somebody like that, is probably some like Mongolian woman or something.
I know that when they get older, the features become stronger, but when they're young, I haven't seen that much when they're young, like really strong cheekbones like this. But yeah, you're right, in general they do have it quite strong. I've noticed that. You're making me want to go on Pinterest. No, I have to paint. Just to check, because I know I have a bunch of, really good references there. So, I mean, right now, when I started this painting, there was a specific color scheme I had, and now I'm just changing it. I want to have a little bit more fun with colors. So right now I'm like making the sides of her nose, I'm going away from the orange and I'm making it more purple, cool colors. And I want the tip of the nose to be warmer so it will come forward. Well, I'm trying anyways.
It's like, it's looking like super amazing. I know that somebody sometimes like, you look at the drawing, then comes somebody and say, "Oh well, but you did this little thing on this spot,
Yeah.
and basically everything."
But it has. I think that this painting has changed a lot. I'm not sure where it's heading right now at all. I don't know if you saw, because when I wrote the first live stream on Instagram, I was like, fail or success. So what I was referring to was when I had to continue it, because, you know, it can become a really horrible experiment, like really bad. So...
But like you have always like succeeded, like in all the streams, always like look amazing.
I haven't done that many. I haven't done that many to really think that I have succeeded, so let's just see. I told you, I'm very pessimistic. I usually don't celebrate until I see the end result. So right now I don't want to celebrate till I don't reach a certain point where I'm like, yes, this is now I can celebrate. Hey, give me the champagne. I need to drink some champagne. So...
it's kind of like the same mindset I have. Like I'm there, like sweating until the last like stroke or something.
Yeah, I'm the same. Sometimes when I stop painting, I just can't stop looking at my artwork, and I have to like turn the canvas around so I can just stop. It's so frustrating actually. And I go to bed, and when I have to go to the toilet, and then I switch on the light, and I'm like looking at the painting, and I can see mistakes. I'm like, oh god damn it! I just want to start working on it and fix it, but it's like 2 a.m. in the night. Yes. And to be honest, with oil painting, you can't really do that. Because sometimes with pencil, I've done that. I stopped and started working a little bit because I saw a certain mistake, but with oils, not really. Oh yeah, because if I want to preserve my oils, by the way, I put them in the freezer.
Oh, I never heard of that.
I think I've heard about it first time. We had like this Russian painter that came to our school. He was teaching anatomy, and all of a sudden we started noticing that he was putting his oils into the freezer, and we asked him like, why the hell do you put the oils into the freezer? And he's like, they last longer, which is very true. Like some of the paints I have on my palette is from the freezer from Friday, and they're good as new. They're so easy to work with.
Oh my god, that's really like interesting thing because I've never heard of that. Like I'm not an oil painting like know anything, but I don't know, in general stuff that happen with oil painting is always like some kind of fantasy thing, or in this case like science fiction, you know.
Yeah. Do you do like a lot of digital stuff, or?
Like I draw a lot with pencil.
Okay. Like a mechanical pencil, or
I use like I found the perfect middle ground. Like, do you know those pencils that are kind of mechanical pencil, but you have like a very big graphite inside, so you can draw.
Yeah, I know them. Those are the ones you use.
Yes, like I think that this is the best. It's like you can like really like how can I say, like you can really draw with the side very easily. You don't have to sharpen very well like the pencil for being able to draw with the side. I'm not an expert, by the way. I'm just I'm
Hey,
kind of
just
like
go.
at least
Sorry.
yes, for what people say, like I'm at a good point. Like, but yes, I'm painting for to professional level, and yes, but I really love this thing of drawing with this pen. Like I kind of discovered it kind of late, or I was drawing with whatever I found on the desk.
Yeah. You know, I should show you guys one day, because if you like working with these pens, I sometimes take one of these wooden pencils and I sharpen them. Like I use the cutter to get to the core of it. Do I have a sample so I can show you? Just one second. I can show you how I actually do it. If I find one. I have so many. Okay, I found one. It's not sharpened yet, but you can get an idea. Here, you see, on the painting? I think you will see it soon.
It's breathing a little, but...
So you see, like I used the, how do you call it? The cutting tool until I reached... Yeah, because it's cheaper somehow. So you can buy this type of pens at the store and then you just use the cutter and then you use the sandpaper to sharpen it. And you get like a really nice pencil to work with. Because when I was a student I couldn't really afford things. So I had to, my teacher Hans showed us how to sharpen it. And it was just spot on.
Yes. So also is a perfect tool for when like you are in danger. It's basically an arrow pencil.
What pencil?
Like, yes, because it's super like super sharp. Like when I sharpen the pencil, there is just a small tip, but you use like the with the cutter, you can really make like weird stuff with the pencil. Yes.
Yeah. I mean, I've seen people sculpting small little figures. I saw them at the point on 9gag, so it was unbelievable detailed. Like that tiny little pen, someone just made a sculpting in it. That's insane. That's so amazing. I will try to find a link so I can send it to you guys.
I think I saw some of those. Yes, and like it's crazy. Like.
Yeah, some people are so ingenious. It's really unbelievable.
I don't want to learn to do that. Oh my god, sorry.
Oh, it's fine.
It's bad habit of putting like how it's called, the thing for wake up, like during the day, or when I have to remember things, you know.
Ah, that was your alarm. What are you talking about?
Remember something some other day of the week, but I forgot to take away the how it's called, the
alarm.
The alarm, yes.
Yeah.
Because like I live in Italy, so I'm not in like those weird hours, like because sometimes like being on internet, there are you are talking with somebody and then you find out that they are like 6 hours in the past or in the future.
Oh my, that's another thing with the internet. You sometimes don't even know what the time is. Because I know that sometimes I want to stream when the Americans are up and going. Because I think right now for them it's morning. In America I'm talking about. So I will have to stop at the point and they're like, oh no, I didn't see the stream. So you're from Italy? I've never been in Italy.
Like I've always been here. I want to visit like I visited some like Germany, but yes, I want to visit France and like United Kingdom.
Mm-hmm. I've been in
This is
England once, and that's about it.
know some artists that live there
Mm.
to the industry workshop someday.
Oh yeah, that is true. There's a bunch of really talented artists in England.
Mm.
Oh, I forgot to look
Yes.
at the chat.
How did you learn to paint? Like I know it's like a typical question, but
How I learned how to paint. I think the very first time I painted with oils, I think I was 14, and I painted on a piece of, you know, like notebook paper. Like it was paper. And after that, I started painting with oils on my own because the school I was at in Romania, they were very weird and strict. So when I wanted to paint with oils in a more of a masterish way, they called me a kitsch artist. And I'm not joking. They actually said that I'm a kitsch artist. So after that, I kind of lost hope with art. I didn't want to paint anymore. And then I moved to Sweden. And that's when I found the Swedish Academy of Realist Art. I'm not going into details on how I ended up in Sweden and stuff like that. But coming to Sweden is where I started really taking this seriously. And then painted like a lunatic.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't easy, like I told you. I have canvases that I just threw away. And paintings I threw in the... Yeah, it's unbelievable, but that's the thing with us artists. We just see the surface, but behind all of that, behind all of those amazing paintings, there's so many failed paintings. If you understand what I mean by failed paintings.
Yes, like also like the failed paintings, I don't feel are always failed paintings, just that sometimes like you get better at understanding things, then you look at something that is not that bad, but you kind of feel there is something missing. At least is what is happening with me right now. Like basically a drawing one day and I liked it. I woke up and I literally thought, oh my god, this drawing, this thing missed something, and I erased it. Like,
to be honest,
and yes,
most of the failed paintings that some artists post are not really failed paintings.
yes, I have that feeling as well.
It's not. You know, one reason I'm telling you that is because I did that once. I was a bit cocky, so I felt like, I have to post this. I don't really like it, but I think it's good enough. So even though it wasn't my biggest failure, it wasn't the best I've done, but it was okay to call it a failure, if you understand what I mean.
Yes.
So that's one reason I've become so critical of people. I doubt everybody's like me, because I used to be a very weird person and very envious and afraid to really be myself. But I've noticed that there's a lot of artists like that, because we are afraid to really show our mistakes, because then we get criticized. But we still want to show enough to just get help by people. So, yep.
Yes, I can relate.
Yeah, I mean, my biggest thing that I really got annoyed at the point with people is this thing called speed painting. When I saw speed painting done under in more than 2 hours, like you have a speed painting, speed painting, I did it in 2 hours, and that made me want to like, like hit my head in the wall, because that's not a speed painting. A speed painting is between 5 minutes to 30 minutes. Okay, at least 1 hour. If it goes beyond 2 hours or even 4 hours, it's not a speed painting anymore. It's already becoming a painting. Of course, I will get a lot of hate by saying that, but that's how I see it.
Yes, like I agree. Like yes, definitely.
Even when people say like, oh, it's a sketch and they spend on it, I don't know, 6 hours. That's not a sketch anymore. It's already a drawing. I'm telling you guys, I'm a fucking asshole. Like, if you get to know me, I'm not afraid to just really say what's on my mind, and some people really doesn't like that, but that's how I am. I said one thing to myself: I will always try to be honest, and that's it. If people don't like it, they can always turn away from me. It's completely fine. We don't need to be friends.
I have this kind of the same like mindset. I don't think it's like being asshole. It's just that you like, at least for how I see it, because I do the same thing. You just say things. Oh my God, you just say things how they are, you know.
Sorry.
And I come back super fast.
Sorry, so sorry, I wasn't listening because it was this person that said something in the chat and I really can't write, so...
Oh, okay. Like, but yes, like, I think it's like just being honest, and like some people really like honest people because it's kind of rare.
Yeah.
And yes.
Well, it sounds like right now when I talk about myself, it feels like I'm saying that I was the biggest douchebag liar on the planet. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that we are very conscious of how we present ourselves, because we are, in my case, I am extremely sensitive. But at the same time, I've been developing like this weird cocoon that kind of protects me, so I can actually be myself. Because when we become sensitive, we're like, oh, I'm so sorry, I didn't mean to offend you, I didn't mean that. So then you're like agreeing with them, even though in your mind you're not agreeing with them, if you understand what I mean. So I don't want to be like that. You know, I don't agree with your point. We can talk about it, because maybe I can turn my mind around it if I feel that it's agreeable, even though agreeing or not agreeing is quite debatable, because we all have our own way of thinking about things. So sometimes it's hard to really make someone agree with you, even though you can talk for hours. And you're Italian, I'm Romanian, you know what I mean. We are quite volcanic, how people say about you Italians, for example. Oh, like talking with your hands and all of that stuff. You know that in Sweden, everybody asks me if I'm Italian.
Yes,
oh,
like
yeah.
Plus there is really up on the north, so yes, like being. I actually come from America, but I always lived here in Italy.
Oh, do you have American citizenship?
I literally always lived here in Italy.
So you don't have Swedish, Jesus, American citizenship?
Nope.
Oh, man.
But I'm not. I'm like from South America. So,
okay.
like, it's like on an island. It's like Santo Domingo, something like that. Bunch of people talking Spanish, and like it's cold, it's warm all the year and stuff like that. Basically, talking to them is like talking about snow. For them is like, oh, that's fantasy or something, you know.
Really? Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, I never thought about it because I've always had 4 seasons.
Yes. No, I mean,
so
it's
weird.
really like weird to be to go there in December and seeing that it's completely warm, like it's summer or something, and this kind of weird. I always live here in Italy, so for me it's kind of, I can see how that thing is weird for me, you know.
Yeah.
And basically, even though here in Italy the seasons are not as interesting, let's say, as in other countries. And
I mean, I know that in Italy, I mean, do you guys get snow? Where did you say exactly you're from Italy? Wait, in Italy, you don't get snow in Italy.
Well, in
That's
the
close to
north,
the Mediterranean.
we get sometimes snow.
Yeah?
Like in the south, probably they never get snow but I'm really on the north part, and very rarely, but it happened to have like a little bit of snow.
Oh, I mean, right now it's kind of weird. It's been snowing in Romania, but we haven't gotten any snow in Sweden. So, the end of the world is coming. This is it, guys. We're all doomed. No, I'm just joking.
And yes, like
And yes. Oh my god, that's so funny. All the time when I talk about this, yes and no.
and basically yes, like I'm all about fine art. Like recently, like I've always been like a drawing guy, always being there, happy, drawing with on my sketchbooks and looking at, I don't know, maybe comic books or concept art for movies.
Oh
And
my god, I'm sorry for interrupting you. You're from Italy. You have amazing comic book artists. It's like what I know, it's like Barcelona, Italy, France, you have all of this, let's say, unknown comic book artists. As I know. I can't even pronounce their name, but I know that there's a bunch of them that are like hidden well there, because there's a big culture, as I know, in Barcelona when it comes to comic book art.
yes, like there is you probably if you never saw him, I think when you will see him, you will probably freak out or something, because he's such a good artist and he does mainly covers for comics. Gigi Cavenago in the Discord. So actually, let me see. I will also find the link of his comic, because he mainly does like covers, but he made this like special number of Dylan Dog. I don't know if you know him.
Dylan Dog.
And it's kind of like noir / like dark fantasy comic book that is very old and very loved here in Italy.
Oh yeah, Dylan Dog. Yeah, I know. Oh my god. Look at those colors.
Yes.
Can you share? I will share this on the stream so people can see. This is amazing. I know that Hendrik is really my boyfriend is really into this kind of stuff, like comic books, and he actually did illustration based off Dylan Dog, which is interesting that you brought it up. He did like a small little cover, I think, for an Italian company. I think it was.
Mm-hmm.
Really, really cool. But that's what I mean. There's so many artists that sometimes I'm like wondering who else is out there that I don't know that are just bloody amazing.
Yes, like I think comic books. I'd like comic books to like a comic book renaissance or something, like with painters trying making comic books or stuff like that. Probably will take like a while, but I think comic books a tool to tell a story and share art to an artist, because you can literally make concept art, illustration, and tell a story and make a good composition and storytelling all in one like product, and share it. And you don't need like many people, you don't need like people with many money for make a movie or something about it.
I mean, I know that we have the best example, which is The Walking Dead. And as I understood, he's one of the most okay comic book artists, because he gets a quite good income from it. What I know regarding comic book is that it's not very well paid, mostly if you don't work for like a big company and stuff like that.
Exactly.
So it's so sad. I find it so freaking sad.
Yeah, like I think the thing that maybe could save comic books is crowdfunding.
Yeah.
Crowdfunding.
Yeah.
Personally, some stories that I'm like there, like I take care of them like a garden. Sometimes I add something, sometimes I take out, and basically my goal is becoming like a good artist and drop a Kickstarter for being able to make a comic about them. It's just that I really appreciate that medium, and I think that if more people, more artists invest on it, maybe some of yes, I think there are some artists right now that are very famous and that will make like really amazing comics. Like for example, Evan Amundsen.
Yeah.
and stuff like
But
that.
I don't think Evan does much of a comic book. He's more like an illustrator.
Yeah, like, but would be cool if someday he decide to make one. I
It
would
can be
buy it.
fun because this is the thing. When it comes to comic book artists, it's mostly about telling a story. And right now, most of the comic books, they're turning into like this. It's not really having a. How do you say it? It's not about telling a story anymore. It's just about illustrating images. You understand what I mean? Like, for example, there's very good examples that I can give. Like, there's a comic book called, Winter Worlds, or actually this DC Batman comic, what's it called? Dark Knight, for example. Like, following a story is very important rather than just focusing on making just pretty images. I'm not sure how to put it in words. But for example,
Yes.
I do see Evan doing a comic book, but I hope he will manage to actually make it in a way that he actually follows a story, not just, pretty drawings and that's it, if you understand what I mean. Because he's brilliant at it, don't get me wrong. That's the thing with the difference between a comic book and illustration. It's about telling a story. And what I've seen from Evan so far is just illustrations, and that's about it.
Yes, like yes, like comics books is like a weird mix between, at least how I feel it, is kind of a mix between illustration and concept art. Like what I mean is that that the comic, it kind of has to be like nice looking, but it's mainly like focused on the idea as well, so you can kind of have to find the right mix between like selling the stories with the images, like kind of concept art, and trying to make like a finished product that looks beautiful as well.
Yeah.
Kind of. And yes, it's because if you try to make it to illustration, it kind of gets a little bit stiff from the story, like the story gets a bit stiff because the illustration, the panels looks like separated one between the other. And sometimes I've seen that thing happening. Oh my god. What the fuck?
What's with your phone?
This alarm.
I also have this thing going on as well.
Yes.
Jake Wiat's Necropolis. Doda wrote something on the stream. Let's see.
Oh my god, yes, that's super cool. I read it like more than one time because I love it. I was also doing a fan art on the character.
I can't log into that one. Oh, accept. Oh, I have to accept all of these terms and conditions. Necropolis by Jake Wiat. Oh, wow. How do you... I want to look through it. I want to see more. This is not enough. Ugh. I kind of like the illustration, like the frontal one. Have you clicked to just check it out? First sword. Start from first.
Those like with the two main characters, like the queen and the king. Like I know that at the start of the story where there is the narrator, I guess.
Yeah.
Like there are some really nice panels that I don't know if I was allowed to do it, but I saved all the comic on my computer for looking at it every time.
Wait, I lost you.
Now, can you hear me?
There you go. You're back again. And this is kind of funny that you're so into comic books.
It's like for example, I'm always a kind of person that listen to every type of music, and also with art. Like now that I'm trying to learn more stuff about. Let me explain it a little bit better. I'm self-taught, so basically, there are some things that I wasn't able to appreciate enough. For example, I always loved Leyen Decker.
Yeah.
But as I wasn't painting, I didn't know like the fundamentals of painting and stuff, and I'm still learning those. I wasn't. I was just kind of like, oh my god, this is beautiful, and that's it, you know.
Yeah, it's like me when I started going more into art. I wanted to be a concept artist, and when I found out about oil, I started discovering like John Singer Sargent, Kroyer, Sorolla, Zorn, and all of these guys that I really admire, like the impressionistic painters. So I understand what you mean. But at the beginning, I really didn't understand what it was about. And now I kind of do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Can I like post my Instagram or something?
Yeah, you can do it. I will check on it when I'm done.
Oh yeah, sure. Like.
You said that you are following me. You said that.
Oh yes.
You can DM me. I'm the worst person when it comes to messages on Facebook. On Instagram. I didn't even know it had one till like some months ago. I don't remember when I found out about it, but I was like, oh my god, it actually has a chat system.
I use more Instagram on the computer, but
Isn't it bad for computer, Instagram?
Yeah, it's like if you like, I mainly just put likes and stuff like that, but sometimes I forget to look at my Instagram, and sometimes I find out that I have some messages there, and it's like are like interesting messages from like cool people, and I'm like, oh my god, I replied like 2 days after because I didn't look at Instagram before.
I know. That's kind of annoying, to be honest. It happened to me as well at the point.
Yeah.
I mean, how can you keep track of everything? That's the thing. There's so much happening all the time. I'm like, oh my god, I have to answer to this person. I need to answer to my emails.
Like recently I started getting some like art commissions and stuff like that, and it was really weird because basically I never look at my email, you know, and basically sometimes happen like completely like for like randomness that maybe I don't know, I wanted to show something on my Google Drive to somebody, so I opened my email.
Yeah.
Forgot my Google Drive. And what happened is that I opened my email and I find this like, oh, you want to work on this project or whatever. And I, what the fuck? Like, and I was really lucky because the last time I opened it, like my email was like a month before.
Yeah.
And basically I opened the email right like 1 or 2 days, or maybe also the same day that I received the email. And that's like super lucky because the email is kind of like more on the social media side of things in internet.
I know people that had what you just had. Like they got contacted by, I think it was DC, or to do like something that they always wanted to do, and they saw the email too late.
Oh my god.
I know. It's like,
that's painful.
It's very painful. I mean, they've always desired to do that, and
yeah.
I think it was before with Facebook when you had like, I didn't realize it. It's something called other messages, but you can only see it within the desktop. Yeah. So it was.
Yeah, it's like, oh my god, like that must be awful, really.
Oh yeah, I think I know that that person really despised the fact that he didn't see that, because it's something that he has always wanted to do since his childhood, and then
Yeah.
it didn't work anymore.
Oh my god.
I know.
Oh my god. Yes, like, well, I even now I feel even luckier that I opened the email right at the. Oh my god.
It's what it is.
Yes.
So right now you have commissions. Like, is it is it more like concept art you said, or?
Uh, hmm. I mainly is like illustration.
Mm.
I want to be more a concept artist. Um, maybe when I learn better painting, I maybe will change mine. But I really like to there's and stuff like that, and mm, um, concept art as well.
I remember I used to want to be a concept artist. I still have moments when I really miss doing digital, but it's something about pencil and oil that I just love doing a lot.
Yes, like at least for me, like I almost, like very often I start my little sketch in pencil before starting in digital.
Yeah.
Because
okay.
I don't know. Yes, like I feel like I don't know. For me, feels more like.
I know that Jesper Ising sometimes does that. He does it traditionally, and then he just copies it and puts it in digital form and finishes it the colors in digital form.
Yes, like Jesper. Like I really like his product, his like way of working. Like he don't have like. Oh, I know that he sometimes like mix that thing, like start like also paint something on traditional, then add stuff on digital, and I don't know. It's cool that some people like use digital and traditional as a tool, not like as a kind of restriction, because some people are totally on one thing or totally on the other.
Yeah.
And it's cool to like mix them together. For example, one of my favorite artists that is have my age is Audrey Benjaminson. I don't know if you know her.
Nope. Sorry.
Can I post her Instagram on the Discord?
Yeah, you can do whatever you want.
Okay. Basically, she's one of my favorite, and basically, I saw a demo from her on digital art passage, I think, and basically she was explaining that the way she works sometimes is like making a collage of works of pieces, both in traditional and digital, and then she mixes them together. Maybe she does like a face on traditional, then does a hand on digital, and then mix all together. And it's interesting because I don't know, like she's very good at basically all the medias. This is her Instagram.
Maybe you can send it on the YouTube channel as well. Hence.
Oh, okay.
I will try to send it to people as well.
Okay, let's see. Okay, the
first
one.
I know her. I've heard of her. I think my friend Miles and Frank showed her to me. Yeah, I really like what she does. It's really cool.
She's lovely. Like, I don't know, her work is so.
It's so beautiful. Oh, yeah. This is when I just want to stop drawing. No, just joking. One thing I admire in people like her, for example, it really looks interesting. It feels like she found her niche. She found something that she enjoys doing. I hope.
Yes.
I hope it's that, and it's just not just me thinking about it.
It's like there is something very cool when people like really know what they like, how they want to do it.
I know.
And yes, and from there they just master their aesthetics.
Yeah, in my case, I've been going around a lot in what I like doing. So, yeah, it's like some people find it faster than others. It's how it is. I can't do much about it. Everybody has their own little journey in life.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And still like trying to understand what I like.
Well, that's the thing. You try to understand what they like. Because I thought about it as well. Like, what do they like? How do they find their inspiration? Because, for example, I know the question that Miles gets all the time, like a friend of mine. It's always like, how do you get your inspiration? How do you get your inspiration? I just want to tell people it's just life. You know, people just know how to just look at life and get inspired from it.
Yeah.
I've noticed that most of the art nowadays, it's very dark, because I've been looking at galleries, and somehow society likes this dark paintings. Very few like happy paintings. I don't know why. I've noticed this mostly. Maybe it's also my attitude.
I heard like a quote from a painter. I don't know exactly who is him. Maybe I could be wrong. I know it's a quote from a painter, but I don't know if it's from Monet or something. And he said that people don't that is not very. Also tell it wrong, but basically he said that it's not that people don't like happy people, or they don't even find them like interesting or something.
Well, that's interesting.
So it's more effective to paint like sad people. But he painted like often his wife and like beautiful happy places in the summer.
Then he's lying.
Yes.
Well, I don't know what makes some people's art click, but I think right now the market is very overly saturated. There's a lot of things going on right now, so it's kind of hard to keep track of everyone.
I will say a thing that is kind of like, do you know when you say that for you, like a painting that lasts 2 hours is not a big painting, and probably some people will find it like. And basically, how I will say a tough thing as well, but I feel that many people today, maybe is this a bad thing to say, but I think that today there are so many artists. I think that many of them don't do it because they really love art, but because they maybe I don't know, maybe they like, I don't know there, but today there is a lot that, for me at least, there is way more use of photo than what there should be, at least in some kind of art.
How dare you say that? How dare you? How dare you? No, I agree. I used to be like that. I used to be a little bit too much into my references. Right now I'm actually painting more from imagination, experimenting, rather than just completely copy the reference I have.
Oh well, but I think reference is fine, but I mean basically photo bashing.
Oh, I mean, the thing is that the stuff we paint is inspired from life, so it's not like the most imaginative thing you've ever done. Everything people do is inspired from life, I think.
Oh yes, definitely. Like, I mean, more like take the photo of like a hand and smash it in their painting. That thing, for me, it feels undigital, you know?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yes, the thing for me feels like I'm a person that for a long time I was even like in references. Now I'm trying to get the habit of use like references. But yes, I for me there are some things that are done on a digital that for me is like, oh my god, how can you do that? Like, and basically like photo bashing and all that stuff for me is like,
Eh. I think it's a game made by what's it called? Red Project Red, the ones that made Witcher,
yes.
and their illustration is all about photo bashing. As I've noticed and heard from people, I haven't really looked at their work, but they were like, oh yeah, if you can use photo brushing just to make it as realistic as you can, do it. People are like, okay.
I've seen some of their illustration and it seems like it's true. Like I know, for example, Manuel Castañón, I know he paints any illustration or like photo budget. I mean, some people do it very well because they have good taste. Probably they are very skilled and stuff, so they do it with very well. As I feel like we lose something, I like to see that mystery of when art is done directly from mine or with references even, you know, because still when you use references you are processing the reference. And I think that really gives something like very mysterious to the work.
Yeah.
But photos, I don't know, don't feels the same anymore. Feel like, at least for me, feel like plastic at least.
Well, I agree with you. I mean, okay, so I went to this American Portrait Society convention, right? And I showed my artwork to a very famous painter. I forgot his name. Robert Liberace. And he looked at my artwork and he said, it's nice and all, but it's too illustrative.
What it means?
It's too illustrative. And I'm like, I was like really processing what he told me. I was like, what does he mean by illustrative? What am I doing wrong? Because, for example, most of the Instagram artists, I believe that the old-fashioned ones that paints very academic, do see this artist, I call it like a fresh generation, if I can say it in those words, as being more illustrators rather than fine artists, which I find it horseshit. I think that comic books, movies, games, like for example, games are not seen as a piece of art. Some people really don't see it as a piece of art. I mean, you look at, for example, The Last of Us. How can you not say that that's not a piece of art? Oh, it's just a game. No, it's really art. So I have this weird relationship with, because I was an academic. I have been for the academic drawing, and I've been obsessive over reaching the high peak of my technique, but I lost interest in it. And I was talking to a friend of mine, and I can say that I'm more impressed in what people paint and draw in subject matter than technique. Because I think it's so much more to say through an image rather than just, you know, painting. This will sound so mean. You can paint a still life. Sure, it's beautiful. But right now, that's not what really interests me anymore. What really interests me is this girl that you just showed me. She has a story that I really, really love.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you that you like my painting. I have to keep more track of the chat. I feel so bad if people write to me and I don't answer. I'm like, I'm the worst streamer ever.
Okay. My fault. I'm talking too much. Sorry.
No, I'm actually glad that you're talking more than me because then I can focus on the painting. But I think Henrik, my boyfriend, he is. I think we talk every freaking day about comic book artists, and I kind of want him to be on my stream one day because he has this amazing collection of comic books at his home. And the amount of work that I've found out through him, that's mostly comic book. Like for example, the image that I have on my live stream. What's her name again? I always forget her name. Jeffrey Jones. That one reason I put that one over there is because I think she started as a comic book artist and then became more into fine art. And her, I mean, look at that painting. I think you guys can get a little bit of an idea of why I'm painting with these pink saturated colors. It's because if you look at Jeffrey Jones' work, some of them are not exactly like that, but it's really beautifully simplified. And it's something about the way she manages the layout. That's something I kind of noticed in most illustration nowadays. There's low knowledge of layout, let's say composition. It's very chaotic, very high in details, which is fine if this is what the media wants, what the people wants, because, you know, time changes a lot what people likes. But for me, I appreciate a lot Jeffrey Jones managing this simplicity, which I find very hard to handle in relationship to when you paint everything detailed. Do you understand what I mean?
Yes.
It's this obsession that I've been having regarding hyper-realistic paintings, realistic paintings, let's say more of a loose painting, and then you go gently towards abstraction or something like that, if I can put it on a scale. I'm more in between realistic and simplification. Like, I tend to not go too detailed, but I go enough to still somehow keep it simplified. I'm not a master at it. I don't consider myself at all a master like this painter that I posted on my stream right now, the Jeffrey Jones person. Jeffrey Jones, what's her name again? I should talk less and paint more. But have you heard, for example, of Jorge Safino?
No, neither.
Okay, I need to show you this guy and then I will paint so you can get an idea of what I actually like. Let me find an image. I will post it in the Discord and in the chat so people can see. There you go. And for whoever is on my stream, this guy. And then of course you have Sergio Topi, which if you guys look at Sergio Topi, there's so many artists influenced by this guy. I think you write Sergio Topi. This guy. And it's hilarious how many people I've noticed that drags a lot from Topi. I think Sergio Topi I think he's Spanish, I don't think he's Italian, Sergio Topi. What do you think? Does Sergio Topi sounds Italian for you? Oh no, he left. I'm all alone. No! Yeah, I think so too. So it sounds like it a little bit.
I'm still here. Is that I received a phone call?
Don't leave without saying goodbye. I hate people when leave like that. No, just joking.
He came back.
Yay! I'm gonna stop working on the face at the point because I'm getting a little bit tired of it.
Oh yes, jumping from a side of the work to the other.
Yeah.
Or keeping it.
You can't really do that with oil though. You kind of need to keep on going, otherwise it dries and all the hard work I put into making it wet again. Sounds weird. So I kind of need, I'm getting close to a stage where I feel happy with it, and even if it dries out, I think there's some parts that I can go back to and refine.
Yep. Basically, do you know Nicolas Uribe?
Nope. You can show it. I mean, you can write it to me.
Okay, let's see.
Septi, if you want to join us on the Discord, you're welcome to. Keep the conversation going so I can focus a bit on the painting. That would be great. Help me out, people! Look, I already forgot what I was doing. Septi, move your ass on the Discord. Now! Did you share that?
It was the my favorite probably right now of like fine artists.
You shared it?
Oh, yes, it's there.
Nicolas.
You probably know him. I probably pronounce his name like wrong.
Oh. I appreciate what he's painting, but I've seen a little bit this style in some other artists. There's an artist called Benjamin Björklund.
Oh, yes.
And it feels like his style is being like grabbed onto by so many artists. But for example, this guy, he's a combination of Benjamin Björklund, a female artist from England that paints these weird big fat figures. I don't know her name. And then a little bit of like Russian, like the academic Russian academies that I've seen. I think he's amazingly talented. Really beautiful. Yeah, this is really impressive. I will share it with the peeps.
Hey!
Hey!
Found the mic.
Yay!
Oh, Nicolas Uribe.
I'm sharing stuff. I'm threatening my friend Septi. You guys will like him if he comes online. So you guys can talk about art and I can just paint.
Salute, Septi.
He's gonna be on soon, otherwise I'm gonna go to Romania and kill him. If he doesn't do it.
Seb McKinnon?
What?
The artist is Seb McKinnon or something.
Oh, another guy. Very good.
My god, one thing about technology, look how easy we can connect with each other. This is unbelievable. I've just met you guys and we're already talking. So creepy.
Nerding out.
Yep, pretty much.
Well, I was like loving your work for a very long time.
So where are you from again? You said that you were from
Singapore.
Singapore. Yeah.
Yeah, totally. I think time zones are inverted. Should be about like 7. I'm from the future. 7 hours ahead.
Oh shit, am I gonna still be alive? Am I gonna fail with the painting? Have you seen it? Tell me that's not gonna be a fail.
No. I thought you asked about the lottery or something.
Oh, I actually registered myself for the lottery here in Sweden. I'm still hoping for the 1 million euros.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, if I ever win the lottery, I will just move to the mountains in Romania and just live there and just paint. Don't waste my money like some people do when they win the lottery. I will just live off that money and help my friends and just enjoy life till the moment I die. And that's it.
You can get so much, 1 million euros in Romania.
I know, it's so much cheaper in Romania.
I think you can buy a castle.
Pretty much, yeah, definitely.
I saw this, there was a documentary about Romania by this Australian dude.
Oh, I don't know that one. Are they talking about us being beggars and stuff like that on the streets? I hope not.
Oh no, it's he's Australian that thinks like he finds his soul in Romania. So like he
Aw.
stayed there for like he decided to do like a trek, you know, like he walks from one part of Romania to the other part, and he stops at all these villages and he like talks about the local custom. There's this village that they have a lot of masks, like a harvest festival.
I don't know.
The
I
young
left.
men like look for their girlfriends, you know, like by wearing a mask and stuff like that. And he's
I
talking
left
about
Romania when I was like 19 years old, so I haven't managed to really travel that much. Sorry, you were saying?
yeah, it's a really beautiful place. Also seen like the dark side of it, like there's so many documentaries.
Like me! I'm the dark side of Romania, you just don't know it yet.
You're the Sam McKinnon of Romania.
Yeah.
This guy's
Hey,
stuff
everyone.
is so dark. Hey,
Who? Someone talked. Who's that?
it's a Septi.
It's me. It's the one that you threatened.
Oh! Oh my god, and I forgot this is live. Now if you disappear, people will know that it was me. It's horrible,
Yeah.
horrible.
You're
Nice to meet you
saved.
all.
Hi, nice to meet you.
So, we were talking about art and how to be an artist in today's society. What to do and what to not do to become famous and become a millionaire via art. Meh.
The lottery, that's how you do it.
Pretty much! I'll let you guys know if I win, and then I'll disappear so you guys will never find me to steal my money.
Maybe we don't want your money. Okay, we do.
Yeah. Dude, okay, so you're from Romania. You know how much an apartment costs in Stockholm? Let's say
No, I don't know.
50 square meters apartment in Stockholm. It goes up to 300,000 euros. 300,000 euros up. There was an apartment close by to where I live that sells for, what was it? 1 million euro almost.
Whoa.
I'm like, what the hell? Like most of my Swedish friends can't afford. They still live with their parents because the prices are so incredibly stupid. Now they're dropping finally, and people are like, I'm losing money on my apartment. Well, I'm sorry that you inherited that apartment and all of a sudden the prices are dropping. But anyways, it's very
How's the
insane.
renting in there?
What?
How's the renting in there? Like the prices to rent an apartment?
I'm the most luckiest woman vabid on the planet right now. I'm paying just 250 euros for this 21 square meters apartment, I think.
Mm.
But I was looking to see if I can get the bigger place, and if I want to get the 30 square meters, 40 square meters, I have to pay between 500 euros to even 1,000 euros. It's insane. Insane expensive.
Oh,
Whoa.
Yeah, so if you guys come to Sweden, be warned, it's impossible to even find a place. You're lucky if you even find one. Because it's a mafia
I
here.
can say, I can see that.
Yeah.
Like, whoa. I never imagined that it was that expensive.
Yeah. It's really
it's almost like Singapore. Singapore is 380 euros for a room.
How much?
80 euros for a room.
80 euros?
380.
For a room?
Yes.
Okay.
And you live with people. So.
Yeah, it's the same shit in Sweden.
In my city in Romania, it's like for an apartment with one room is 250 euros, I think, or 300.
Let's all move to Romania. Get rid of corruption and just live
That
in
is the
Romania.
dream.
Yeah.
You need to win the lottery and then
Move to
Move to
Romania.
Romania.
Get off my property, you goddamn immigrants. He's gonna start shooting you guys. No, please, we brought money. Oh, you brought money, you're welcome then. Oh my god. No, I think Romania is a beautiful country. We're just very unfortunate with a lot of assholes right now in politics. Just I just don't understand people anymore.
And one of my teacher that he's not from Romania, he's from Brazil, said that we Romanians get so much better along with foreigners that we Romanians, because we have a tendency to do not get along with Romanians that are in our country. It's weird.
That is weird. I kind of noticed that a little bit. When I come to Sweden and I talk to some people, I'm like, why are you screaming at me? Whoa, you don't have to scream. My brother always makes fun of me that I forgot what it means to be Romanian just because I don't like screaming anymore. It's kind of funny.
I still don't like screaming, so...
No. But we have an Italian on the Discord. Is it similar to Italy when I'm talking to Romania? When I'm talking about Romania?
Well, like, Italian people are kind of chill. They don't shout too much unless they are with their friends. Like basically you can listen Italian people shouting from like the other side of the room when they are together.
I knew Family Guy knew what they were saying about you guys. They were showing accuracy.
Yeah.
No, I'm just joking. Just be warned, guys. I have very bad jokes. So if I say something stupid and offensive, I'm sorry.
Don't worry.
I'm offended already.
Oh my lordy lord. I'm so sorry if I triggered you. I'm gonna shut down the podcast. Well, the stream. So YouTube won't give me a fine. I think this portrait is coming along. I wish you guys could see it in real life. It looks so bad in the image on the screen. Oh, just so you guys know, I'm using like this very soft rosemary brush. So right now I'm just going around and just softening the edges.
The badger?
Yeah, I don't know if it's really... Because right now, from where Rosemary is getting the badger fur, I think it's from the... What was it? Not Hawaii. I don't remember where these badgers are from, but it's becoming illegal. But in some parts of the world, apparently they're considered a pest. So they're just killing them, and instead of giving the fur to this company to make brushes, they're just burning the fur. Which is very stupid. Yeah. It's not enough that they're killing an animal, just use the goddamn fur instead of burning it. So, it's kind of sad. Because they're really good brushes. Like, if you get like an authentic one with a real hair, it's such a huge difference when you paint.
Yeah, I heard about that, like, it's becoming, like, illegal.
Yeah.
They're buying.
I think they're lying too, because sometimes like, oh, we still have some of them in stock. All of the sudden, make sure you buy them for more than they are. Yeah. I just got the synthetic one, and I presume I have one that's the real thing, because sometimes when I paint with it, I feel a huge difference.
I hear a lot of people talk about badger hair, but I don't know, like, I only always use like the hog thing. If that's hell.
I mean, right now, I mean, the brushes I use, it's synthetic and pig hair.
Do you feel like they make a big difference if you are comfortable with them?
Yeah.
I am very picky when it comes to brushes. I'm super picky. After my one of my best friends started spoiling me with buying me brushes, because I was poor as I was very poor. I'm not gonna say the F word. This is still a stream. Anyways, and she was like, "Oh my God, I have so much better brushes than you, and you're so much better than me. Why should I have better brushes?" And she started buying me like the best brushes. I'm like, Jesus Christ, thank you. It's so nice when you have amazing friends. My God, so grateful.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, mocap on Twitter. No, not Twitter. Twitch. I'm still getting used to the Twitch thing. Yes, I'm using oils right now. And I'm using pretty expensive oils. I just realized that. I'm using like the brands from like Old Holland and a titanium white made by hand. I think it's from... Where the hell is it? Williamsburg handmade oil color. I remember I bought
Fancy.
very fancy. I mean, my dear child, I need to be a fancy painter with fancy brushes and fancy paints. Otherwise, it doesn't work. But it's really expensive. I remember I paid, what was it, 50 euros on a bloody tube.
Whoa.
I know why you're poor.
Yes, I don't buy fancy clothes, okay? I mean, you can see the shirt I'm having on is like a cheap shirt that I bought somewhere, I don't remember where. And I'm like, I need to protect my clothes, of course. But when it comes to my cat and materials, I spend a lot of money. Yep. I kind of like her having this kind of curly hair. Okay, I'm gonna leave the face. I'm pretty happy with it. I might still go back into it, and I think... Why do I like this eye more than that one? Don't you guys hate when you make a frontal face and then one eye looks good and the other one looks bad? You see? You're not the only one.
I hate when that happens and it's semi-profile toward every profile. I just don't like to mess up the eyes.
Yeah, I mean, before you joined in, I was talking about how obsessive I am over eyes. So yeah.
Sometimes you do the eyes and then you think they're okay, and then you come back and you see like they're looking in different directions, or they seem to be looking like a bit off.
So annoying when that happens.
Or when you're working digitally and you just flip the canvas and then you see
don't. No. No.
Well, you can do the same thing with traditional. I use my mobile. So I just take my mobile and I put it, you know, like flip horizontally the image, and then I see the mistakes. And at least digitally you can, like, you know, use the selection tool. Right click, transform, wrap or skew, what the hell you want? I have to fix everything from scrap. Ugh. Sorry if I scream too loud.
I don't use that kind of tools. I just erase everything and start from scratch. Because I'm a noob. I don't know. And the other thing is you can do that in traditional with the mirror too, right?
With the what tool?
With a mirror.
Yeah, you can do it with a mirror, but everybody at my school had this fancy mirror. I was just using my crappy mobile because, you know, it costs money to have a mirror. And the mobile, you know, the screen from the mobile, it's really good because it's black, which kind of tones down the colors, so you just see the drawing. It doesn't confuse you with the color, which is much better, I think.
Whoa, nice.
Whoa.
Like
You guys sound like Neo when you say, whoa, whoa. Don't jump over the building. Sorry, I'm getting very excited.
I'll try to do that. Thanks for the advice.
You're very welcome. That's one reason I'm doing this stream.
Saving my life over on YouTube.
Hey, I'm also on Twitch now, don't forget that.
Oh, on YouTube and Twitch then.
Yeah, I found this program where apparently you can Twitch and also, you know, like Twitch and YouTube. Jesus Christ. And it actually works. I was a little bit skeptical that it will work. But that's how I met some of the people right now, via Twitch. Now we're gonna become best friends. I wanted to ask,
are you using any medium?
Yes, I am using a medium. I'm using poppy oil. Bleached poppy oil.
Straight bleached poppy oil?
Yeah, it's kind of weird that I do it like that. Some people mix this with turpentine and stuff, but I'm the only weird person that just use directly poppy oil. And it works. Most of my paintings looks fine. I have a friend that had the most complicated medium ever, and her painting started cracking. I'm like the only one that doesn't have that.
I've seen a lot of recipes for mediums.
There's so many out there.
I remember, like, I haven't painted in ages, but I remember there's this problem with the oil always sinking in.
Yes, but that's a little bit...
How do you deal with that?
That is inevitable, depending on what colors you're using. For example, I know that Odd Nedrum, he's a Norwegian painter. He doesn't retouch varnish his paintings, or presumably I've tried it and I didn't like it. He uses a matte retouch varnish, or he just uses oil. You can use oil like I've done with poppy oil to bring back my blacks, but in time it will dry out, so it will become dull again. So I know that Odd Nedrum paints this way, and he paints quite a long time on a painting, and then when everything is dry, he might add a certain color over there, a certain color over there, and then he's done. So sometimes I wonder what will happen if you put retouch varnish on his paintings. If everything will be like out of order with the values.
Yeah.
So if you're gonna do it the, let's say, traditional way, when your oil is super dry and you see that your blacks are sunk in, and one way to find out is using saliva. Sounds disgusting, but saliva is really good to use to see how much your painting has sunk in. So you just take a little bit and you like put it on the blacks where you think that's sunk in, and if you see that the dark is quite matte, then you can use retouch varnish. It's not always good to overuse retouch varnish because it gets very sticky. That's one reason I just use oil. I just take a bit of oil and I'm just, put it on my painting and gently use a rug and just, scrape it into the oil. Be careful, you need to make sure that your painting is dry before you do that, even though sometimes, depending on what you want to do, maybe you want to scrape it and make, let's say, the face a bit more soft and drag a little bit of the whites, which usually the whites takes more time to dry than the dark tones. That's about it, I think.
Yeah. The only time I never had that happen was on the LED canvases.
LED? You've painted on LED canvas?
So expensive, right? Like I just bought a small one to try. It was like a 4 prime, I think 4 layers of red white.
Wow, it's like using a different Photoshop when it comes to digital.
Yeah.
How did it feel?
Yeah, but it kind of feel a bit slippery because like the oil doesn't surface.
But I love that. I love when the oil feels very watery, slippery, like you said.
Yeah, so you kind of have to get used to it because like I paint with like really stiff brushes, so I'm like always going really hard. When I painted on that, I was like, ooh, going everywhere.
The most expensive canvas I ever got, I think it's like 5 meters, and I paid like 150 euros or 300 euros at the point. But that canvas I just use for like the most, let's say, important projects, which is pretty much never. I always ended up on painting on not the cheapest canvas, but because I can afford like a medium quality canvas like this one. Oh, I'm gonna do it live stream. It might fail, and right now it's turning out to be a very nice painting. And again, it's not the canvas that I paid so much on to paint with. It's just canvas that I bought at reduced price at the art store. Goddamn retard.
I still have the next painting.
The next painting, I think it's gonna be a very interesting project. I do have some commissions that I have to focus on because I need to make an income as well. Like I'm just, hey guys, let's paint together and have fun with life. I also need to pay rent. So the next painting I want to do, it's based off my anxiety. So I have something interesting in my mind that I want to achieve. And I will do it live stream, but not all the time. Like I'm not gonna start it and finish it on the live stream. I might paint with you guys at the point on live stream, but the main focus will just be to paint whenever I feel like on it. That sounded so dramatic. Yes, I need to have my personal space to get inspired.
Hello, hello guys. I have to go.
What?
Me. A commission stuff.
Someone has to go? What did you say?
Need to go because they made me some changes and.
Okay.
Thanks a lot for this.
Yeah, it was really fun, and hopefully I will see you guys, you again. Hopefully.
Oh yes.
I mean,
Well,
I have
good luck
Discord.
with
Even if I'm not live, you can always poke me if you want.
Okay.
Mm.
Well, if can I send you a message on Instagram for ask you for some feedbacks or stuff like that?
You should do it on Discord because it's easier than Instagram.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I think I posted my Instagram. I post also my ArtStation.
You can send me ArtStation as well if it's easier.
Okay.
Yeah. Cool.
And thanks a lot for everything.
Yeah, no worries. Have a nice one.
Bye bye.
Ciao. This is really fun. I never thought that I will end up talking with people on Discord while I paint. Well, I've done it with people I've kind of met before I invited them on Discord. This is the first time I'm like, hey guys, wanna join Discord? So it's kind of fun.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. It feels like old Google Hangouts.
Yeah, I know. Maybe you guys are a weird entity that just wants to take over my life and make me feel proud of myself. Is it?
Shit.
Are you guys
She found
real?
out.
Oh my god. This is not reality.
Busted.
Yeah, I'm back.
Oh my god, where did you go?
Welcome back.
Welcome back. You sound a lot like a friend of mine. Not Septi. The... What's your name, by the way?
Can call me Andrew.
Andrew. You sound a lot like
Yeah.
a good friend of mine from Sweden. His name is William. And you sound so much like him when you talk.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
I like it. It's like, oh, it's a weird thing right now. I feels like I have William painting or, you know, like chatting with me. Sounds weird.
Yeah,
That was a very weird thing to say.
Korean guest on Twitch.
Oh, hello. I don't speak Korean though.
Yeah, I can't stay very much because I'll have to go to training.
No, it's
What are you
fine.
training?
Capoeira.
Oh, kick ass.
I don't know what that is.
Like the
It's,
Brazilian martial art?
Yeah,
Wow.
with a bunch of acrobatics, dance, fighting moves.
And then they play music too at the same
Yeah,
time.
yeah, music too.
What is this?
I'll
Sounds
give you a link.
interesting. So you have music and you fight, or
Yep.
I think it was like it was from the slaves because they
They have to
Couldn't,
disguise
like-
themselves because it
Yeah.
was to know how to protect when you were in those places.
so they have a dance party, but they were actually practicing martial arts.
They disguise the martial arts moves into more like acrobatics and dance moves,
And
and from far it looks like they are just dancing, but when you're going closer, you actually see them fighting. But nowadays, many groups of capoeira are practicing more like just the dance, not the fighting part of it, and that pretty much it's starting to disappear in Europe.
all right.
I think I heard Joe Rogan talking about this. Because he talks a lot about MMA and stuff like that. And also bullshito. If you guys know about it. Oh, it's funny.
I don't.
Yeah, it's like these people that kind of invents fighting styles and stuff like that. Alright, I'm gonna shut up now.
Sorry.
I'm the only one that likes this kind of stuff. I'm such a weirdo.
Aren't we all?
Well, sometimes I wonder. My brother always made fun of me that one day I will end up at the crazy hospital. Because I always say weird stuff and he never understood me. That was my childhood. That's
You
one
just
reason I
wanted
became an
to be
artist, you know?
understood
What?
by you just wanted to be understood by your brother.
Yeah.
Mm.
I think an artist needs to be a little bit crazy, right? I wonder if I'm gonna end up cutting my ear. Maybe.
It's unoriginal. Cut something else.
Yeah, that's very true. That's very unoriginal. What should I cut then? I'll cut my whole arm. No, but I kind of need that to still paint, so it has to be something else.
Cut your hair.
Well, I am thinking about cutting my hair because it's getting quite heavy, to be honest. Like, my scalp really hurts. So I was actually thinking of cutting it short again. Like, really short.
One saying goodbye.
Your hair is so long, though.
Bye.
See you!
See you.
Guess I will end up being alone again.
Let's hope that won't happen.
It's fine, I mean, I'm just really happy that people joined, to be honest. I never expected that to actually happen.
Well, you threatened me, so...
Yes, but I can threaten you because you're
That's
Romanian, you can take it.
Yep.
If you were a different
just throw some
nationality,
garlic
no.
at me and that will do the job.
What did you say?
Just throw some garlic at me and that will do the job.
Garlic? Oh yeah, wait, I forgot we're Romanians.
Are you perpetuating your own stereotype?
Yep.
Yes! I thought that you left!
No, I said someone on Twitch ran away.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm the worst person. I have the chat over here and I actually
He said
didn't
bye.
even
I
notice.
think he heard you. Or she.
Can you be like my assistant, Andrew? Can you do that for me? It was Andrew,
Say?
right? Your name was
Yeah,
Andrew?
it's Andrew.
Yeah, can you be my assistant? You can like, someone on the chat is writing something to you, bro. And I'm like, let me check that.
You're like the most inefficient chatbot.
I mean, maybe one day it's gonna become so popular that I will actually need like an assistant. Oh, can you imagine that? Oh my god.
Dreaming big.
Yeah.
Stations.
Oh, what's that? Oh, that's a stick. I'm gonna start painting the bird soon. I think I like the face. The face has turned out pretty nicely in the end.
Yeah, I like that.
I think one thing I'm gonna do, actually, I'm gonna download the videos and do like a fast time lapse of these ones. And post them again. I think that can be fun.
That would be dope.
Yeah, I was thinking about that. I think it was a friend of mine, Sean, that told me that. Like, just pick them up and make a time lapse out of it. Okay, I'm gonna
That
get...
doesn't seem like a bad idea after all.
I don't think so either. I mean, I've done a bunch of time lapses. I know how to do it. But... time to make the motor going. There you go. I'm gonna start painting on the birdie.
I'm currently experimenting with something, but I feel like I did the hands too small.
I love drawing hands. It's kind of challenging to draw hands. It's like you draw a little face.
I find that drawing hand is hard, but painting hands is a totally new level of hard.
I love drawing hands a lot.
Yeah, I have to do that more.
Somehow the colors on my camera doesn't match what's happening. This is too saturated. So I'm just trying to figure out the colors. I think that's more reasonable. Capoeira. Hey, Axe. My god, you know this guy Axe? He's been like on my live stream since I started the very first one. Kinda cool.
Such dedication, to be honest.
I know, I mean, I really
That's
like that, to be honest. Okay, let's try and paint the bird. For example, right now the bird is really sunk in. So I'm using a little bit of saliva. So you guys can't see when I do this, it kind of darkens a little bit. This is so disgusting, but it's how it is. So what I'm gonna do, basically, let's see if this brush is clean. Yeah. So I'm just gonna use poppy oil and freshen up, you know, like add, bring back the colors, which kind of makes my painting glide a little bit, like your painting that you painted on, you know, the lead one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Poppy fast drying or slow?
Poppy oil is slow drying. That's one reason I use it. I despise when my oil dries too fast. It's kind of funny, in Sweden it dries really slow. When I'm in Romania and I paint in Romania, it dries so fast because of the heat.
It's probably dry even faster here in Singapore.
It's really hot there. Okay.
It's good for some things, but
Not for everything.
No.
watercolors are the worst.
Oh my god, yeah, I can imagine the watercolors just dries out like that.
You have to like hold a spray bottle in one hand and you're like.
Oh.
I've
Is
never
it
done
really
that.
hot?
Yeah, it's like our temperature is between like 28 to 34 degrees.
Wow.
Oh my lord.
And it's always around like 100% humidity, so
I would
everything is
actually
wet.
melt.
Right.
I mean, in Sweden we can get like minus 22 degrees. It gets so cold here, actually.
I went to Japan recently and I was like, free aircon!
Wait, free aircon, does it cost in... Does it
In
cost
Singapore, it's expensive because if you turn your air conditioner on, it takes a lot of electricity to keep it cool.
Oh yeah, that is true.
Yeah.
Why don't you move from Singapore, like somewhere else? Or look
I
who's
know,
talking.
got a mortgage, gotta pay for flat and everything, so life. But it's cool.
You've chosen that path.
Yeah, well, yes and no, but it is life, so.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, for example, in my case, I had the choice to get a job or do fine art. And I kind of had a job, and now somehow I'm living off my savings and freelance and my family. Because I'm still hoping that I will get into like a gallery and stuff like that, but somehow it's getting more again towards concept art and illustration. Like I'm starting to get commissions more on that side. So I'm like, god damn it, will I ever be a painter only?
Do you explore like those other avenues, like magic or book cover?
Not really. I was actually thinking at the point to do like a magic card, like live stream. Let's create a magic card, because I do play Magic the Gathering.
Yeah, cause some of the magic artists they still do traditional.
Yeah. Yeah, that is
and then
true.
after they for the com, they can auction off the painting.
Yeah.
I think there's a guy. I think his name is Chris Rand.
I know that it's also Jesper Ising. I'm not sure if I'm
Yeah.
pronouncing his name. He does traditional.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
sells his work for quite a big chunk of money.
Mm-hmm.
So I
But
was
his
like,
work is so great, and
yeah.
his acrylics, like, damn
Yeah.
it.
Because I was actually thinking of doing that. I'm actually gonna look into it and see if I can do something. It does take more time than digital. And it is a
Yeah.
hassle, because if you do something and then the art director goes like, can you change the color? And you're like, oh my god, I have to change the whole color. You know, like, traditionally, I mean, you can go like, yeah, I can do it in Photoshop. And then the original stays as it is. Maybe some people did that. I don't know.
I'm gonna link this old eBay listing. It's I think Chris Rand did an oil painting for one of the Planeswalkers.
Which one?
You want? I think it's Ayani Steadfast.
Oh my god, I'm so happy that you came on Discord because I actually love magic. Maybe you can help me with the deck because I'm trying to build one that's based off exiling cards from your graveyard and just recasting spells from the graveyard.
That like black and
Yeah, black and blue.
Something. Yeah, but like I haven't played in ages, so I'm probably really stupid at it.
Well, you know
That's
they're making an online game. Like what it
yeah,
called?
I heard it was really good.
I'm so excited.
You should check out what I linked in Discord. It'll blow your mind.
Okay, I will need to share it on the... Hello, I've missed the last few streams. The painting's looking beautiful. Thank you, Joel. I'm so sorry if I'm the most nice, you know, like the most asshole person ever to answer so slow to you guys.
Holy son.
Okay, I will have to... Oh my god!
Oh, minus.
This is crazy.
$15,000, dudes! Whoever is on the stream. Look at this. This painting is amazing.
Yeah.
It's like a planeswalker from Magic the Gathering. Oh my god.
It's probably been blessed by Romanian priests.
Ajani... What's his name again? Chris Ran.
Yeah, he auctions his stuff on eBay quite often, so...
It's a she?
It's really good for him. It's a he.
Okay, guys. I'm gonna plan a magic card because I do play the game and I'm very passionate. I was actually thinking of making a painting of Sylvanas from World of Warcraft just because she's starting to piss me off so much. I want to paint her while I still like her. Like, he did the World of Warcraft. Look at this. Concept art World of Warcraft. Worgen and an undead priest getting... this is cool. Okay, guys. Motivate me. Tell me how awesome I am and that I can do it. You can do it, Tao. You're so talented. Blah, 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 blah.
Faye, this is
I really thought
you're
you're that masochistic, like drawing a character that you don't even like. But,
Thank you,
but
Axe.
Like
so it's a love-hate thing, right?
Yep.
yeah, those are the best in the weirdest way possible.
I think, like I said a bunch of times on the stream, my problem with art is that I go from style to style. I wonder when the hell will I just stop and go like, yes, this is what I want to paint like, and this is what I'm gonna stick with. Because if I show you guys what I've done here, like the portrait in relationship to... I can show you guys. Wait a second. Just so you guys can see what I mean, that I'm going in circles with this thing called art. Sometimes I don't get it myself. I should just become a plumber. God damn it.
I wonder who gets this subject.
Wait a second, I need to put back my headphones. Alright, I'm back.
Back on track.
Yeah, let's see. I'm gonna fix the the camera, so you guys can see what I mean. Okay, I hope everybody will see this on the stream. So you have this portrait that I've worked on right now. And then you have this one that I've worked on some time ago. I don't remember how long I even spent on it. I think I've done this in one day, of course, with no live stream watching my back. And then you have this one. So, so I'm like, I love this painting. This is a friend of mine that I painted. I think she's gorgeous. Wow. So I'm like, where should I stop? I have to stop. But I just enjoy exploring so much. And I think that's my problem with actually becoming a fine artist. Because I need to stop somewhere so people will recognize my work. But I'm just too stupid to understand that. Because I'm so into exploring all the time. So...
Yeah, but maybe it's like Jeffrey Jones, right?
I guess. I mean, it's...
Or of all the illustration, and then maybe you'll find some place where you want to stop.
I guess. I think because... No, I said I will not make jokes about women. It's... We'll see. Maybe one day I will just stop. and just stick with one style. But that's the thing.
But
it's
while
so
you're at it,
boring.
you can sell stuff on eBay for 20,000.
The most I sold a painting for was 3,800 euros, and that's about it. I've sold I mean, I've been selling here and there. It's just that I had a period where I stopped doing art because I was too somewhere. I wasn't myself. Yes, because I'm a sensitive snowflake.
You know, I think everyone is.
I think artists in general are quite sensitive, but I have met artists that have such a strong attitude. You can't put them down. They just don't care. It's like they're Trump or something. They just don't care what you're saying. They just think that they are
But
the
those
best.
are just people who haven't met the breaking point.
Or they
I think
get so many breaking points that they know how to deal with it and know how to get past it.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
I don't know.
Because someone told me it's not about how you how many times you fail, it's about how you deal with the failure and how to embrace it in some weird way.
Yeah, I heard this as well from a person that works as a consultant and just has a huge salary, and she was like telling me like, you just need to be positive. Look at me, I have a 22 million euros apartment in the middle of Stockholm. Look how happy I am. So I think it was a comedian that was talking about this. Don't listen to people that just won the lottery, because some of them actually forgot how hard the road to success was.
Yeah.
That's true.
That's actually funny. I mean, of course, I'm not saying be negative and cry your soul out and just quit art. I'm just saying that it is a very hard thing to do, and it's not only in art, it's like in music. I think artist has it easy. Can you imagine wanting to be a musician and you don't have a voice to be able to sing? No matter what you do? I mean, with art, you can still educate yourself when it comes to technique. It's not an issue, but I think when it comes to physical stuff like sports and music...
Yeah, especially sports, when your body just can't handle it because of the age and how we evolve over time.
Yeah.
Like at some athletes, they have to retire sooner than they want because of that.
Yeah.
And we painters and draftsmen in general, we have all the time in the world if we want to do stuff.
Yeah, and yet we cry the most. Sometimes I think that artist cries the most than other people. Art is so bad.
That's a difference that I feel that sometimes is important and we overlook it, overlook that. We tend to spend so much time working, and we while working are not doing something very physical, just very much mentally and with the hands, and you know the stuff. But if you're talking about athletes, they are using their bodies, and that gives you another things in your vitamins, and your lifestyle is very different. This is what I want to say. And with musicians too, sometimes.
Yeah.
What did you want to say?
You have a fuller experience too, right? Like you're not just physically, you're not just experiencing hand-eye coordination. You have like a different kind of timing as well. If you do sports, dance, if you do music, more out of life, I guess.
I mean, in my case, I've met people that are so wealthy, so bloody rich, yet so sad. So sometimes you wonder, like, is it money that I need to make myself happy? Because what I'm trying to say is that I think art should not be only for the professionals. I think art should be for everyone. Like, it's so nice when I see people just doing this out of, like, oh, it's just a hobby, but they're so happy. And I hate when people attack them, like, oh, they're just doing it as a hobby, they should be professional, they should just stop sharing their work because it's just a hobby. I'm like, fuck you.
Just let other people enjoy the things that they like.
no, people should be sad and never paint ever again.
You should ask these people why they're so sour.
Well, I mean,
I think you know
I think
that.
people complain when they're depressed and sad and not happy with themselves. That's how I
Yeah.
see it. They're very confused. I don't think they're just mean for the sake of being mean. They're either very envious subconsciously, they don't understand it. Because I've noticed people tend to complain a lot when they realize that they have nothing, they don't have something under their control. So the only way for them to make themselves feel good is complain about things. So,
And that's very true. Like another thing that my teacher told me, it's about this thing. Like you can't do bad things if you're very happy. You have to go through suffering to do bad stuff because you know how you felt and maybe you want to do
I know that Jordan B.
Yeah.
Peterson was talking about this, about, to understand true happiness, you have to understand, suffering as well. Of course, I have my principles when it comes to this stuff because I know that he has a certain, I don't know how to explain, religion behind it, and he talks a lot about the Bible in his book because I've read his book, but he is right. I mean, look at most people that are born into very good situations. Like, they don't need to be super rich in the family, but they don't go through the process of sometimes having a certain suffering in their life. And you know what they say? Bad times create strong people, and easy times create weak people, or something like that. Because I've always wondered why people are so angry sometimes, like why people are forming all of this small little, oh my god, I'm going into politics. No, don't go there, no, I'm going back to art, bye. I'm not gonna go there.
Yeah.
Sometimes you can have it the reverse as well. I think like if you have very easy life and then you're not prepared for certain realities, and then
like
living.
Sometimes.
Living in.
Sorry, what?
Oh, you might be like living in your own world.
Mm.
Sometimes you think you try and interact with the world outside, but then it's like the reality hits you, and then some people they can't really take it. So.
And you kind of see that in kids. No, I'm not gonna go there. Don't go there, Theo. Don't talk about this stuff. Don't talk about this stuff.
Talk about art.
Yes.
Art is beautiful.
What?
No, nothing bad happens in art. Yeah.
No, it's only.
Yeah, right.
It's only pink stuff and unicorns and nothing sexual, just beauty all over it.
I can tell you, I mean, I've said a bunch of times when I think I said it once on the stream and I'll say it again. I remember I was painting the model and I just stopped and I went into my room because I had like a private room and I just started crying. And I was crying and I was like, I can't do this anymore. I can't do this anymore because it was a hard time, financially and stuff like that. Because sometimes I get people that tells me like, oh, you're doing something you love in life, you're working with something you love in life, you have it so easy. I'm like, no, do you have any ideas how hard it is for me to keep doing this? Seriously now, yes, I'm very lucky because I have an amazing family and friends that supports me. But when I hear people talking about luck and how easy and how, oh my god, I'm doing what I want in life, I'm painting, I'm like, dude, if I want to do that stuff, I have to do something else on the side to be able to do this kind of stuff. So it's not like I'm living the artist's dream like some other people do. I'm still struggling to a certain extent. It did get easier because I'm more mature, if you understand what I mean. I'm gonna be 29 soon. So I have to be a goddamn adult and understand the situation I'm in and deal with it. But it's like you guys said, when reality hits you, it hits people really hard. And it did with me. I got really, really disturbed when I was growing up and I noticed how hard it is.
Yeah, but you know, I don't. Nowadays, I sometimes I wonder why people seem to. There seems to be this idea that like convenience is like the ultimate thing in life.
Convenience.
It's like, oh, you're living your dream. It's so easy for you now. It's like, wow, you know, is that really like what you want in life, to hit the stage where everything is easy?
I'm so happy I'm not the only one who thinks that way. You're right, yeah.
I'm like wondering why
Mm.
what's with this obsession, you know? It's like can't wait for things to get easy. I'm like, shouldn't it be the other way around? Because everyone is aging, we should be looking forward to things getting harder.
You know, I was actually told by someone that's elderly, and he was the first time who ever told me this. He's like, everybody used to tell me that it gets easier. I don't get that. It keeps getting harder, but somehow you know how to cope with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
very
the
cool.
truth, actually, because when you're a kid, you don't see reality because you're in the shelter of your parents, if you're lucky enough to have good parents and both of them alive, or whatever the situation might be. But then when you grow up, that's one reason when I say like, damn, I miss the time when I was a kid. And people go like, oh, when I was a kid it was horrible, I couldn't do anything I wanted. I'm like, can you do it now? Why are you complaining about your job? I mean, of course you're doing it more because there's nobody to tell you like, you're not supposed to do this. But it didn't have a certain stress behind your head. It was a certain freedom that, for example, in my case, I only get it while I dream. Because when I sleep and I dream, I'm always that child figure. Because that's where I feel comfortable. Which is sad. I should feel that again. But it's hard to do it when you're a bloody adult.
Grass is greener, I'm envious. So
Very true, my dear.
I think that's the one thing that you have to feel and not try to provoke, like to force it. I think if it has to come again, it will come. But I don't know
I've been
what
told that a trillion times. I think it will come when I'm gonna die or something.
well,
good
that's not.
good theory.
Yeah, it's this thing that I've been very obsessed over the meaning of life and living in the now and blah blah blah. And like I said, I'm a very, very pessimistic person, and my camera just died and I have to change the battery. But I'm a very, very pessimistic person, and I always tell people that we keep forgetting life is short. You get old, you have fun to a certain extent, and then everything ends. You're just gonna close your eyes and you're never gonna open them again. And when I tell this to people, I could see the fear on their face. I can see that they don't understand. Everybody wants to believe that there's something more behind all of this life. But I don't know. Nobody knows, to be honest. Sure, you can take a lot of psychedelics and experience the void of the underworld or whatever you want to call it. But that's just a chemical reaction, the way I see it, scientifically, happening in your brain. Some people want to believe that it's more. Sure.
It's
that's
like
what
a
you want.
dream. It's like a dream in a sense that it isn't as real as you think, even though it sometimes feels very real.
It's so weird. I find life so weird, to be honest.
Yeah. I
Like,
think everyone does, but everyone has its own way to cope with it.
I
To
guess.
cope with this.
I'm not coping with it. My knees are hurting me. And then I'm told that it's because I'm getting old. I used to never have knee problems, and now they hurt. So,
I think
and you know
that's the
when they
meaning
say
of life
women
right
don't
there.
age well? Sorry, what? What do you say, Andrew?
I think that's the meaning of life right there.
Yeah. Your knees. It's like when I talk to my
Everything
granny.
is gonna
What?
break and you're gonna die. That's the meaning of life.
Yes. I mean, it sounds very dramatic, but we kind of don't talk about this. We don't talk about the concepts of death. And I think that's one reason people are so...
Afraid of it.
Not afraid. I don't know what the word is. It's like they're afraid to actually acknowledge it. I'm not sure how to explain it. I mean, I can't say that I'm like, oh, if I'm gonna die right now, I'm not gonna be afraid. Of course I have a certain fear because I don't understand it.
Maybe it's. I think it's because some of us like to think that what we think would happen, and we prefer not to think about those things because so in some weird way, if we think about it, if we talk about it, we embrace it, and maybe some people just don't want to embrace that.
I don't know, but that's one thing I want to illustrate a lot in my work. I'm a little bit fascinated about this deaf subject, and I've dreamt a lot, and like I said, I dreamed very vividly, and I had extremely weird dreams where I was shot, and then I woke up in the body of someone else in the hospital, and this is in my dream, and I'm like confused as hell, and then I have this nurse that comes inside my room where I'm in the hospital telling me that, you know, there's a person shooting his gun outside saying that he's looking for you, that he has to kill you because this is not your body, and then I just wake up from it. So I have really weird dreams, and sometimes I wonder if it's like something with the brain that's just so goddamn weird that we really can't explain it. I mean, we really don't understand the human brain. I've been reading a little bit too much about it, and scientifically speaking, we still don't understand how it actually works. Have you guys played this game called Soma?
Mm-hmm.
If you can,
Same people play it.